Yesterday, Ava Kris Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior with how they communicated with minors, as well as a past of really disgusting shit. A lot of people are calling the Season 7 writers of 2024 internet drama lazy because they're reusing a similar plotline. A lot of people drew comparisons to Dr. Disrespect recently being outed for talking inappropriately to a minor. There are tons of screenshots to showcase exactly what was being said to someone who was between 13 and 14 years old at the time, and it's fucking gross. It's completely unacceptable. Some of them were just public tweets right under everyone's nose. So, Ava Tyson was an adult at this point. Lava was a child. And saying things like, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share, and then other shit like, but not $5 pathetic JK kissy face, they seem to communicate a lot, even sending Snapchats. So here's one that says, coming for America, and then goes on to talk about being in a group chat and everything. And I've seen a lot of people try and cope and deflect saying like, oh, it's just edgy jokes, people are blowing this out of proportion. What a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's a load of hooey. That's dirty barnacles. That's ridiculous. Under no circumstances should an adult be communicating with a child in any inappropriate manner whatsoever. Edgy jokes between an adult and a child are still fucking gross. That's not like the slam dunk defense that some people seem to think it is. Under no circumstances should an adult be in a group chat with a bunch of children sending coming for America pictures. Like, that's still bad. That's still horrible. That's still really fucking weird. From what I can tell, most of the screenshots and a lot of the compiled evidence comes from this YouTuber, Prism42. This seems to be where most of it started, and since this video dropped, there's been a lot more screenshots that have come out with all kinds of really bad things that were being said to or about minors. I've only shown a couple here, but there's quite a bit more, and they're all just as bad, if not worse. Like, for some reason, Ava Tyson had a habit of calling a 13 or 14-year-old daddy. Like, you can't just write that off as being, like, quirky, inappropriate, edgy jokes that people are blowing out of proportion. That's unacceptable. It's indefensible. Now, the 13, 14-year-old in question for a lot of these messages is someone that has come forward to give their own accounts of the situation, and according to them, they don't believe that they were groomed or anything bad was done on the part of Ava Tyson or anything like that. And I'll just go ahead and give my take on it here. I talked about it on stream, and I'm not trying to be some kind of armchair psychologist because I'm just, at the end of the day, a little reptile brain idiot. But I really do feel like in a situation like this, it's very difficult to process just how inappropriate or unacceptable something was when you lived it. I imagine that it's very difficult to view this as the person that you communicated to so closely for so long was actually evil or doing things that were wrong. But in reality, no child should have this kind of relationship with an adult where you're joking about sending nudes to a minor or making edgy jokes about coming for America. So while the person here might not feel like a victim, it really is completely unacceptable that Ava Tyson would be communicating with them like this. It really is, no matter how it's spun. Now, it is important to mention that right now, most of the evidence is screenshots, so I guess there is the chance that some could be faked, but some of them seem very hard to fake, like there's a video going through a Snapchat conversation with Ava. There's also confirmed things that were publicly tweeted from their account over the years, which I'll get to now. And it was also revealed that Ava Tyson had a history of being a Shadman enthusiast. Since all of the tweets have been deleted, it makes it very difficult to find the times that they communicated with Shadman or talked about Shadman and the art, but I did find this from Mudahar's video, who went to the Wayback Machine and showcased this tweet. And Mudahar censored it because the character does not appear to be over the age of 18. For those of you that know that name, that might have just triggered a Winter Soldier moment in your brain with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull, because it is so foul. Shadman was an artist who drew child porn. Now, when you hear that, a lot of people think that you're talking about lolly or lolly hentai type shit, which is characters that look like little girls but are actually 5,000-year-old vampires. Like, that's the meme. Fucking sipping from their Mountain Dew going, uncultured swine. You see, it's not actually a real child. This is a victimless crime. This may look like a 4-year-old girl, but you don't understand the lore. She's actually coming from a sophisticated line of goblin ogres, and she is over 400 years old. So it's completely legal, and you're weird for thinking that it's weird. But with Shadman, he wasn't drawing lolly. He was drawing real children sexually. So one of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter in a pornographic setting. That actual fucking lunatic drew porn of an 8-year-old girl. That's not hearsay or anything. That is something that actually happened. And you know what's even crazier? I talked about this on stream. A lot of people supported him publicly. Like, a lot of people defended that. Back when Shadman dropped that revolting dog shit, there was a lot of people that were pumping their fists saying, "Go Shadman! It's Keemstar, who cares? Doesn't matter, he deserves it anyway. Shadman, do you take requests? Can you do this person's underage daughter next?" He received applause for drawing child porn. Let that shit marinate for a moment. So anyway, Ava Tyson has publicly tweeted about Lolly. And in particular, there are tweets of Ava Tyson talking either to or about Shadman. A lot of the tweets are gone now because the Twitter account has been nuked, but there are archives of a lot of them. And one thing that still persists, and one thing that a lot of people have been showing, is that Ava Tyson may have actually commissioned a piece from Shadman, or at the very least, purchased a piece from Shadman. There's a clip from a MrBeast video where there is Shadman art hanging on the wall, belonging to Ava Tyson. I censored the close-up of the art for obvious reasons, but this is something that is irrefutable. The only question about Ava Tyson and Shadman's connection is whether or not a piece was commissioned or purchased. But at the very least, a piece was owned by Ava Tyson. And I don't think there's any wiggle room to just explain this away as some kind of innocent whoops-a-daisy moment of being ignorant of what the art was. With Ava Tyson having publicly talked about content and art like that, and then also owning a Shadman piece, I don't think it's some kind of coincidence. Like, I don't think it was an accident and they didn't know Shadman drew child porn. I really don't. And then yet another disturbing video surfaced where they had actually made a video a long time ago that linked to revenge porn of Jeanette McCurdy.
The story is she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And but the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
That's crazy. That's astonishing. Sharing revenge porn publicly and trying to spin it like, well, some people might want to see this, so for you degenerates, I posted the link in the description. If you want to check that out. But you'd be weird to do that, and I'm not endorsing it. That's unhinged. Completely unhinged. So all of this started to hit the mainstream. More and more people started sharing screenshots as well as other chat logs, all kinds of things with a history of communicating inappropriately with or about minors. And in response, a couple hours ago, Ava Tyson did make a statement, and this is what was said. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things MrBeast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. That is kind of a textbook non-apology. It doesn't address anything. It doesn't talk about anything. It's just like this blanket boilerplate statement about stepping away. There's no denial of anything, no claims that some of the information is false, made up, fabricated, a lie, a fib, a bunch of malarkey, nothing at all. You would really think that if any of the information was wrong or faked, that would be one of the first things that Ava Tyson would want to set the record straight on. But that didn't happen. Even if it was something like needing more time, I really feel like that would have been expressed in the statement, saying, need more time to talk about all of these things that are incorrect. But again, that's not there. So they're assumed to be all correct at this point. And they're indefensible, the things that have come out here. As I was rendering this video, Ava Tyson dropped more tweets claiming that no one was ever groomed, and then states that the victim vocally supported that that's false. I again, already told you my feelings on that. I really don't think a child who has this kind of relationship with an adult would ever really recognize just how inappropriate it was because it became so normalized to them, which it never should be. It's a horrible thing, and there really is no excusing it in my eyes. Going further, there's an apology about unacceptable social media posts and then saying that it was edgy jokes and that it was unacceptable humor, that it's like a thing of the past and it's been misconstrued into things that didn't happen, and then not wanting the accusations to impact hundreds of people who work at Mr. Beast, which is why Ava Tyson has stepped away. I just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child porn. That's not a joke anymore. Haha, bought some child porn art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy. Like, I don't really think you can just go ahead and hand wave that as being edgy and like old humor that you've grown from. And then some of the tweets about it and like requests, what's the joke? Like, what's the punchline of that? I really don't think you can just say, oh, it's just edgy jokes that are blown out of proportion. Sorry if people are offended by it. Like, that just doesn't really work to me. As of right now, there's been no response from Mr. Beast or anyone else on the team about all of this. So it remains to be seen whether or not Jimmy or anyone else on the team knew about these things or what's going on there. But as of me making this video, there's still no response yet. So this whole situation is obviously horrible. And there's a little bit more I want to talk about here. And it's something I didn't even think I'd ever need to talk about, but I guess we've reached this point in the internet where this is necessary. I've been being attacked on Twitter, just fucking dogpiled, about my ignoring the situation and refusing to speak on it, being too much of a coward to talk about all this, which is crazy to me. And then people saying like, oh, where was the same energy for where was the same energy that you had for Dr. Disrespect here? And it's crazy that I even have to talk about this. So last night during stream, this story was still breaking. Things were still coming out about this story. And I talked about it on stream last night. The same day all of these pieces of evidence were surfacing. I talked about it immediately. Once I became aware of what the evidence was out there and what the claims were and what was going on, I was talking about it right away. And I even posted a video that is highly edited and short, nice and concise, about the whole bare bones of the situation and my thoughts on it for the second channel, so that way even if you have the biggest brain rot and can't focus on a video for long, you can still finish that whole video and see just how bad this whole Ava Tyson situation is. So I talked about it immediately, but Twitter didn't see that video, and the ones that did wrote it off as, oh, he's only going to put this on his second channel because he's afraid to put it on his main channel. He didn't do that for Dr. Disrespect. He was like that with Dr. Disrespect. You are provably wrong. All you had to do was activate a few fucking neurons in your noodle. Check my Dr. Disrespect video. I posted it at, I think it was 9 p.m. on June 22nd. June 22nd is when my Dr. Disrespect video went up. The allegation against Dr. Disrespect was on June 21st. So what happened is, that allegation came out. I talked about it on stream. Dr. Disrespect made a statement as well the same day that I talked about on stream. Then the following day, almost a full 24 hours later, I made the video talking about it. And in this situation, it is the exact same timeline. I was talking about it as everything was unfolding. I even had a video go up on the second channel going over everything that was coming out, and now I'm making the full video about it 24 hours later. It's the exact same speed and same energy as the Dr. Disrespect situation. And the main person who started this lightning rod of accusations about me ducking it and refusing to address it is fucking Sneeko of all people.
Yo, look out, Moist Critical is not gonna go talk about the Kris situation because he wants to have the Mr. Beast collab. Bro, you're gonna talk about every other trending situation, Dr. Disrespect, Sneeko, anything that goes viral goes on your main channel. Kris, the associate of the biggest YouTube channel in the world, you do a 4-minute clip on your second channel. Stop coping and be a journalist if you're gonna be a journalist, or just say that you wanna have the collab. Stop lying.
Jesus Christ, the fucking drool there is gonna drive me insane. I need to go put on the fucking bathrobe here and give him PTSD or something. What do you mean it is a 4-minute clip? Because I did that so people like you who don't pay attention long enough could see my take on it and also get the bare bones information of what makes it so horrible. That's the reason it's a 4-minute clip on the second channel. It was never going to be the only video I made talking about it. I was always going to make a full breakdown of this because it's bad. It's a horrible situation. So yes, you're right. I do talk about like big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently. I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. I knew Cody Ko far more than I knew Ava Tyson. I talked to Cody Ko at length one time on his podcast and then one other time in DMs. Ava Tyson, I met 1.5 times. I first met them after a poker game with Mr. Beast. They showed up right at the end, right before I left. And then at the most recent Mr. Beast video, also right when I got out, Ava Tyson showed up and I talked to them for a couple of minutes. But I never knew Ava Tyson very well. Cody Ko I did, and I still wasn't afraid to talk about how awful his shit was. So I've never been someone to fucking shy away from a bad situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person that it's about. So I don't know why people thought that that would be the case here. And also, for the millionth fucking time, I'm not a journalist. I'm like the Z-tier stupid journalist, like this actual layman fucking CTE-riddled idiot that reports on stories, and I talk about them usually to make jokes about them. In rare cases, and recently it's been very common, there's serious stories that I am very passionate about delivering and talking about how shitty they are. So, like, in a situation like this, yeah, this isn't really a story that I joke a lot about because it is serious. When there is a victim who is a child here, that's something to take seriously. But I'm not a fucking journalist. Most of the shit I talk about is the most inconsequential mumbo-jumbo ever, like aliens in warp drives, or that recent story about how scientists discovered hippos can fly because they get airborne for a split second, literally like 1/2 of a frame. They're able to get all 4 little legs off the ground. And I talk about those stories and joke about them. It's just talking about shit to joke about it for the most part, except in cases like this, where it is a serious story that I talk about. Now, Sneeko, I hope you're ready for the cold water here, because I'm going to be brutally honest with you. When this story broke, I thought for sure, I would have actually bet money that you would have been some kind of contrarian talking about how this is actually not a big deal and everyone who's pretending to be outraged about it is actually just a hypocrite. Because you have been on this crusade for a while now about not agreeing with the age of consent. So I really thought you'd be talking about how, oh, this is just like Dr. Disrespect, who you ran hard defense for with this imaginary 17-year-old you cooked up in your head based off of one fake email from an anonymous source. And I thought you would be going that angle again, saying like, oh, well, that 13-year-old was probably very mature.
Age of consent should be maturity. It's not even 18 in most states. Why do you even believe that? It's because in Hollywood, it's 18, so that gets pushed everywhere. Most places, 16. And if you question that, then they call you a pedo. I believe the age of consent is the age of maturity. It should be called the age of marriage. Age of consent implies that you're gonna have out of wedlock. I think it's better that people get married at 16, 17 than to have a bunch of premarital until they're 30 and they're washed up and then they get jaded and they're on birth control and they have dried up eggs. I think that's better for society.
He's so pseudo-intellectual that he actually argues for things that defend pedophilia. That's fucking ridiculous. And when challenged on this, it's even worse. So there's an older clip now, it's quite a few months old, where XQC and Destiny actually challenge him on this right to his face, and holy shit, it's bad.
You see how you want to answer the question? You see how he's going to yap and not answer the question? I'm going to ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question. I just told you.
What was the age?
I just told you at a developed age.
Sneeko thinks you should be able to fuck 9-year-olds. That's what Sneeko thinks, and he won't answer that question honestly. Or he's going to have to give a different answer, in which case he's updated his morality. He's updated his views, and that's really uncomfortable for him. You don't have an answer to any of this shit, bro. Go back to fucking that fucking corner in London where you're getting roasted by year 1 debaters on fucking Christianity. This is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you're doing in here.
Okay, so you can leave the call. I wanted to go talk about this word.
I don't want to leave the call. I like hanging out here. I've talked to a lot of pedophiles in the past, so.
Okay.
Okay, Sneeko, I'm actually curious now. What do you think the age of development is?
I just told you. It depends on where you are. It depends on the world.
Then at what stage do you think somebody is developed in it? What stage of development? Because there's a lot of stages of development.
It varies. I don't think
varies. It varies on what?
I think it varies on the age.
It varies on the age?
It depends on where you are.
You need to have set ages for that. There are stages of development. As a child, an adolescent,
You can hear him start to snivel in the background there as he's sucking up snot from his nose, getting cooked, and his brain is fucking overheating, malfunctioning, trying to formulate some kind of response to the easiest question in the world about what he thinks the age of consent should be. He keeps talking about the age of development and then can't even put a number on it. So everyone, please feel free to ask Sneeko what he thinks the age of consent should be if you want to see a human being fucking glitch out and malfunction like an Oblivion NPC. Can't answer the most basic question in the world. That is concerning. You realize how deranged that makes you look, Sneeko? That makes you look like an actual danger to society, that you don't agree with the age of consent and try and argue around it. That's what every pedophile ever that Chris Hansen talked to would do. Like, you're a fucking weirdo. So for you, of all people, this fucking putrid vermin, this absolute slimy worm, to have the gall to say that I only care about the Mr. Beast collab, thus this whole story is just relegated to, you'd never use that word's too big for you. This whole story is just put on his second channel where no one's gonna see it because it's safer that way so he can keep the Mr. Beast collab alive. He's afraid, he's a coward for it. He has no problem abandoning his morals and defending blatant pedophilia, brushing it under the rug as long as it means it keeps the Mr. Beast collab alive. For you to make insinuations like that and even claims like that is fucking unhinged, considering you make actual pedophile defense arguments constantly, and you have publicly put on the clown makeup and worn white knight armor complete with the shield to defend Dr. Disrespect when he himself publicly admitted to messaging a minor inappropriately. It's fucking insanity. It makes me want to spit that I even have to talk about this, but it became such a huge, fiery issue on Twitter about me specifically that I felt the need to have to include this in this video, which should have been entirely focused on everything Ava Tyson has done and why it is so shitty. But now I've had to dedicate a sizable chunk to talking about these claims against me, about how I'm not going to talk about it and was not going to talk about it until pressure from Twitter forced me to, even though I had talked about it as it was developing and even mentioned on stream I was going to make a video on it. So to bring it all back to what should actually be the focus, the Ava Tyson situation and how horrible it is, I believe that it is an unforgivable thing that has been done. Talking to minors inappropriately is horrible. And having this kind of continued relationship with a minor where you're sharing edgy and inappropriate jokes back and forth and being in group chats and voice chats with children and saying gross things around them is so weird that it is not okay under any situation. It's disgusting behavior. And publicly supporting an artist who draws child porn and even owning art from that artist and talking about art like that and the revenge porn, all of it is very fucking bad. It's horrible. I'm not pulling any punches here on my feelings around it. So yes, I wanted to talk about this, and that's really about it. See ya. A couple months ago, I was briefly talking about a TikToker on stream who had been arrested over urinating on grocery store food, and I've only loosely followed it over the last couple months, but I recently saw Tozy made a follow-up to it, and there was even more stunning revelations to this lady and her addiction to tinkling on items. And I wanted to fill you in here on the lore for this menace and what she is now facing, as well as just give a warning to all New Hampshire residents out there that you are not safe. Now is the time for panic, screaming in the streets, kind of like in the movie 2012, but if the world ended with piss from one woman.
This is a real shocker.
Yeah, she needs some kind of help, something. I mean, nothing surprises me anymore.
Shoppers in Keene are equally confused and disgusted after learning about the arrest of Kelly Tedford. The 23-year-old is now charged with felony criminal mischief, accused of using her own urine to contaminate products at the Monadnock Co-op grocery store and posting a video of the act online.
Now, in the beginning, she was referred to as a TikTok content creator, and initially I was under the impression this might have been some kind of desperate, deplorable challenge, the grocery store piss challenge or something like that. But from what I can tell, she's more of an OnlyFans creator. Like when you went to her profile, that'd be the main stuff that was on there, about 18 plus content. So it is technically true that she did make TikToks, but this would be like calling Riley Reid a rapper. Like, yeah, it is true, Riley Reid has a rap song, but I don't think many people would argue that was like her primary career. But anyway, Kelly Tedford had been investigated, and they apparently found evidence that she has a history of doing this going back 4 years, at least. That's a lot of possible piss contamination there. If you're a New Hampshire citizen, time to start scrubbing that mouth out with soap. Like, there is a good chance that some of the items you've eaten over the last 4 years may have had her little brand of flavor added to them, a little garnish on top, courtesy of her fucking urethra. Haunting stuff. Now, initially she was facing charges of criminal mischief for those videos and what they found through their investigation. I was surprised that it wasn't, like, more serious charges for it. Like, I thought it might go all the way up to fucking bioterrorism. But she was facing criminal mischief charges, and now she's facing even more charges, additional dessert here, because it turns out not only does she love tinkling on food, she just loves to piss on everything. She is constantly marking territory. She is like the grossest woman out there. They've discovered that she was apparently peeing all over her hotel room at one point. And I mean all over. There was nothing spared, not even the Bible. Apparently back in January, she filmed another video for her Kinky Kelly OnlyFans account. That's her supervillain alias on there, where she was in a hotel room peeing on an air conditioning unit, comforter, curtains, Bible, and also took a shit on the floor, picked up the poop, and then put it in the tank of the toilet, literally dropping an upper decker into this toilet manual, like old-fashioned style, analog. She didn't just like take a shit into the top turnbuckle of the toilet. She literally picked it up with her bare paws to put it in there and hide it. Sleep in fear, New Hampshire. Kinky Kelly might just swoop in the middle of the night like a burglar and waterboard you with urine. It is like you can't eat, you can't sleep without the fear of her having been there and contaminated with piss for her OnlyFans. But I think, food for thought, I feel like she might do it just for the love of the sport. Like, I don't even think she was making a killing on OnlyFans doing this fetish content. I bet she just has an addiction to pissing on things. So who's to say that every hotel room in New Hampshire hasn't faced her wrath at one point or another? We just haven't discovered it yet. She's a fucking disgusting menace. Who knows how far she would have pushed this if she wasn't taken in? Like, maybe she was cooking up some kind of nefarious Batman Begins level plot where she was going to aerosolize her urine and spread it throughout New Hampshire to have people hallucinating and vomiting from it from the fumes. There's no telling. But now that they found even more evidence of her doing this in even more places on more things, she's facing even more serious charges, so she might spend some meaningful time behind bars. Which I think that's par for the course. I feel like that's appropriate here. Like, she was contaminating food items and places where people sleep. Like, that's bad. It shouldn't be a light sentence for her. But anyway, while she's in custody now, New Hampshire can sleep a little more peacefully knowing she's no longer terrorizing your food supply or your living quarters. So that's good, and I guess we'll see what happens to Kinky Kelly going forward here. All 30 of her OnlyFans subscribers are probably distraught. They're going to have to get their piss content elsewhere, I suppose. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update on this since we talked about it on stream a couple months ago. That's about it. So yeah. Are you mad right now? Do you want to be? I saw a video today that was pretty infuriating. This lady is behind the wheel of a rented vehicle from Tuah. This is allegedly posted by the owner of that vehicle after, spoiler alert, she gets into an accident here and then tries to lie about what happened. This was posted in response to that to show what actually happened, and if you've got some keen peepers on you, the astute observers may have noticed she's texting while driving. But to be honest, I don't even think that's accurate to say because she is doing more texting than driving, so she's like occasionally splicing in some driving between her texts. It seems like she's in some kind of heated argument, and that is like her primary focus is sending these text messages while on the road. I'm sure I don't need to educate you on the dangers of texting while driving. I'm not the DMV. I'm also not your dad. I imagine most of you know that, and this is one of the most egregious examples of texting while driving I've ever seen. She could easily have just pulled over and sent those messages if it's that urgent, but instead she said, fuck it, we'll do it live, so she's doing it while on the road, risking her life and the life of those around her. I guess she's really got places to be in those messages. That's like fucking utmost importance. If you're not first, you're last. If you're not pooping, you're shitting. Even while her car is veering off the road and blasting a mailbox, she is firmly grasping that phone. She is gripping the shit out of that. She still will not set it down in the act of crashing this vehicle. She treated that phone like it was the fucking Tesseract there. She was not parting with it. It's not until it is finally stopped that she sets the phone down and then puts her head in her hands and then immediately picks the phone back up after like 3 seconds. It's like she can't be separated from it. It's her fucking umbilical cord. It's unreal. It's actually a miracle she didn't just have a head-on collision here. I counted too. She looked up from her phone only 5 times in the amount of time that she spent on that single lane there. So she spent the vast majority of her time there behind the wheel looking at the phone, glued to it. In fact, she even double-fisted the phone at one point to get two-thumb action in there. No hands on the wheel, not looking up at the road. It is actually an act of God that she didn't kill herself or somebody else there. Just an unsuspecting, innocent car that she could have easily veered to the left instead of the right and just hit with a head-on collision, which would have potentially been fatal. Also, her squeals that she lets out, oh man, that is ear-piercing. And then she has like that full-blown like angry middle-aged mom scream after it like comes to a stop when it's entirely her fault. Apparently, again, the story is she's like a nurse practitioner and lied to the Turo owner here of this vehicle about what happened and why the car got crashed. I haven't seen too many details on all of that, but it's entirely her fault. You can see here in the footage, she is texting the vast majority of the time that she spends on the road. And I imagine this isn't an isolated incident. This is probably how she goes about her daily commutes. You can tell people till the cows come home how dangerous and bad it is to text and drive, but then you're still going to have people like this doing it. And it's actually, to me, it seems like becoming more common. Like, I know there was, like, even a trend a little while ago for streamers to do, like, car streams, and in some of them, they were just texting and reading the chat while driving. Like, while being filmed doing it. So it seems like people don't really grasp how important it is to not drive distracted. But anyway, this is probably the most egregious example of it that I've seen. This is unhinged. It's like she totally forgot she was operating a motor vehicle. She was so engrossed in her phone. That took priority over everyone's lives around her and her own life. Now, I don't know what the outcome of all of this was. There's not a ton of information I can find on it, other than, like, she's apparently a nurse practitioner and apparently lied about how the car got crashed. But the owner of the vehicle had the interior-facing dash cam as well as the other dash cam. People were debating if that's even legal to have, like, a rented car with an interior-facing dash cam. I looked it up. It is, but you just need to disclose to the renter that it's there, which I imagine is part of like the signed contract between them or something. I've never used Turo. I'm not super familiar with it, but it seems like the owner is well within the right to do that, and I could definitely see why people that are renting their car out might want that as like a bit of a security measure here, as this case beautifully illustrates, where your car gets wrecked and then all of a sudden the person that was driving it starts farting out a fairy tale about how it's not their fault, and then you've got no evidence that it was their fault, so now you're stuck with your dick in your hand and you're going to have to pay for that most likely. So I can see why you would want that there, and in this case it probably saved them a huge headache because they can instantly point to this as her fault, because it is her fault. Entirely her fault. Anyway though, enough blabbering about it from me today. A little PSA for you. Don't text and drive. That's really about it. So yeah. I'm shocked! I cannot believe Twitch is actually finally making bot busting a priority on the platform. Botting on Twitch has been a problem since the beginning of time, and they hadn't taken it seriously forever, but a month ago they made a statement where they claimed, listen guys, condoms finally coming off, we're going in raw against bots, we're finally going to do something about it. And I was excited, like that's something to celebrate, but I kind of thought they were just looking to score some good boy points online, like some brownie points, because Twitch's reputation been kind of in the shitter recently. I thought this was just something that they were just doing for lip service. I wasn't entirely convinced they were going to go that hard on it until today. Wow. They have actually done a really good job here, like in this first wave, of getting bots off of Twitch. Like bringing back down these artificially boosted numbers to what they actually are. There's a lot of examples to pull from. The data is all very new, mind you, but I think the best example is from a channel called Mira. I'm sure some of you have at least heard of this because this is something that people have been trying to put on Twitch's plate for the longest time about a channel that keeps getting recommended to them that isn't actually even a live stream. For the last couple of years, it is just a farming channel where Mira is just farming ads off botted numbers. She doesn't actually even really stream on there. I think she's gone live like a few times over the last couple of years, but it's live 24/7, just pumping reruns of streams she did so long ago, like ancient history. So look at this. This channel, for I think like probably 3 years, I don't know how long it's been going on for, but it's been years, has been sitting at like a steady 2,000 viewers no matter the time of day. And all the channel has done for this time, pretty much exclusively, is run 24/7 reruns of old streams, yet somehow manages to maintain 2,000 viewers throughout the entire duration of it. Then, the day that Twitch bot smiting comes into effect, it goes from 2,000, then down to 1,500, and then the bot detection, I guess, must have kicked into fucking turbo drive. They went Wumbo style. And now she's sitting at 100 to 200, pretty much overnight. This, to me, is like the most clear example of them actually doing something about botting. I was very surprised to see this. Her channel, which is live right now, by the way, because it's 24/7 reruns, this channel is constantly, or was constantly, recommended to anybody with a brand new account. Like, see how I'm not logged in or anything. I'm still on, like, light mode. This stream was recommended all the time, and somehow still had thousands of viewers on just reruns. Clearly, most, like, rational, sentient human beings aren't going to be watching that. Like, look at the chat. It doesn't move. And this is exactly what it looked like back then, too. No movement, there's no chatting, because it's not real. And now the bot detection is here, and you can see that it is finally working. Though I think there are still some bots, like some holdovers here, because there's no way there's 250 people here right now. It seems to me like there's definitely still some stubborn bots that Twitch wasn't able to get there, sticking on there like a hemorrhoid. The parasite bot infestation has been decimated, but not destroyed, because I cannot imagine 276 people being in this stream right now. Not even as background noise in like a tab they forgot on like an ancient laptop. I don't even see that being the case. I don't think there is a single soul in this realm right now. This shit is more empty than a theater showing Morbius. Like, I just don't believe that. But even still, it's clear that what Twitch is doing is actually pretty effective at blasting bots, which I didn't expect. Her channel, I think, is the best example of it, but there's a lot of other channels, like big streamers that went live over the last day, where their view counts have halved, or even more than halved in some cases. So they actually are taking it kind of seriously. Like I said, I was a little skeptical that they were even going to really try and take down bots, because inflated viewer numbers is good for the platform. Like, I thought they probably wouldn't actually put a lot of resources to it, but it seems I was very wrong. Now, another thing worth mentioning, this scam of like running reruns with bots is not exclusive to just her channel, but you have to wonder how much money she made off of that. This went on for years, and I'm so curious how much money she made just running old streams 24/7 reruns with botted view counts up to 2,000 to 3,000. That's probably a pretty substantial chunk of change. It's got a lot of people talking, and I think this is a really great thing from Twitch, to be honest. XQC made a tweet talking about it, saying, Twitch cracked down on bots in 2 to 3 days, and viewbotters / victims of viewbotting have been exposed. Streamers that are part of groups / orgs are seemingly being botted much more heavily. Don't want to start a witch hunt, but the data is interesting, go see for yourself. And then links Twitch tracker, which you can see for yourself. And people are scrubbing through with a fine-tooth comb, taking a peek at these big drops in viewer numbers. And right now, the findings are still pretty early, because this has only been in effect for like 2, maybe 3 days now. So it's still like very fresh data. This shit's straight out of the oven. But people are noticing that some of the biggest channels being hit were affiliated with orgs. So like XQC mentions, like some org-affiliated channels were, in a lot of cases, the recipients of some artificially boosted numbers, as evident by a huge drop in viewer numbers over the last couple days out of nowhere. Namely, OTK seems to be the big one. People are seeing a huge drop across the board for most of the channels that have gone live over the last couple days. that are with the group. Another channel people have been paying very close attention to is Asmongold's. He's one of the biggest streamers in the world, and he went live the last couple days since the bot fisting has come out from Twitch, and they noticed that his average viewers for both streams had been about 20,000 less than normal. About 20,000 people were banished to the Shadow Realm here, and Asmongold even commented on it, believing that his account was probably botted. He believes with 95% certainty his channel was botted. And he agrees that removing these bot numbers and this fake phony baloney viewership from the platform is good for everybody there. And that seems to be the prevailing sentiment, that everyone agrees that getting rid of artificial viewership from Twitch is a net positive to the entire platform. The only people that'll have an issue with these fake numbers being blasted is going to be the people that are exploiting them. The people that are using the bot services are the only ones that are going to be outraged about it. Now, I also imagine the cope from a lot of people that are going to get caught red-handed with bots is going to be, it wasn't me. I must have been the victim of a malicious bot villain, a supervillain twirling his evil cartoonish mustache. Must have been botting me for all this time. I had no idea. And in some cases, like, that is a real thing. There are cases where some people will bot a channel just because they think it's going to get them in trouble. But that doesn't happen. Like, Twitch, for the longest time, has not taken this botting problem seriously. So that whole idea of, like, a bad actor botting a channel to try and get punishment put upon a streamer they don't like, it's not that common. It happens, sure, but it's not that common because everybody knows Twitch hasn't done anything about botters for so long. So how the fuck could that possibly still be a strategy that someone that doesn't like you would use? That's like you and your buddy going to the public pool and you eat pizza together and then your friend tries to tell the lifeguard that you didn't wait 30 minutes before getting in the pool. It's like, okay, who gives a fuck? Like, that's the whole way Twitch has treated botting for the longest time. Until now. I think that's going to be like the crutch a lot of people will claim, like, I wasn't botting, I didn't sign off on anyone botting me, this must have been some stranger in the back alleys trying to hurt my reputation by botting me for all this time. And some people, I'm sure, will be telling the truth, but it's going to be hard to know for sure. But one thing that I think everyone will know for sure is that this is a really good thing for Twitch. I am so glad they're actually taking this seriously and actually wiping out such huge amounts of bots. I'm hoping they are still going to continue doing this because there's still work to be done. All of these bot services are going to do their best to circumvent this so that way their clients can continue to pay them money for this service. They're not just going to roll over and die. They're not going to go belly up and just admit defeat. This is always a tug of war. They are going to come up with new ways of trying to evade Twitch's detection, and I'm hoping this isn't just like a one-time thing where Twitch blew their whole load here on this bot blast. I'm hoping they will continue to allocate resources to fighting against the upcoming bots that are going to be, no doubt, surfacing soon. But either way, this is a great step in the right direction, and I hope it continues. Just wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. So, yeah. We've seen time and time again road rage just break people's brains. There's something about that anger that is so potent that it has people just do the most unhinged things. Like a week ago, I made that video on the Florida man road rager who got so upset he dropped his britches and started shaking his weenie at a family in a car. There's just something about road rage that has people snap and get real freaky like they just took K2. And now today we're talking about another incident here with the infamous Delco Pooper. Just look at this menace. Look how proud she looks of herself. Some of you might know her by other names like Sally the Stinker. Probably don't know her by that name, I just made it up. But the point is, she has now rose to infamy because a video has surfaced where, in a bout of road rage, she approaches her opponent's car, takes down her britches, and then aims the brown balloon not at the hood and blasts it. And I mean like Nickelodeon Slime Time blasts it with her poop. Fecal matter all over the hood of that car. And then she was arrested for it. It's very interesting stuff, but there's actually more lore behind it than you would expect. You see the video of the lady who shit on a car like projectile type? Yeah, I was talking about her during the watch party. I forgot her name. But yeah, she like fucking Cleveland steamered a vehicle. It was incredible. That one was awesome. That's all hell breaking loose. Doubt I can show the video. Well, maybe this. The news probably censored it. It's really cool. She fucking shotgun blasts it with poop.
after she is seen defecating on a car hood.
Biological warfare.
After an apparent dispute with the driver. NBC 10's Lily Zhang was in Prospect Park as the suspect was taken into custody.
Wow, I didn't read her quote. So the pooper was identified as 44-year-old Christina Solometto of Ridley Park, taken into custody last week, charged with a string of offenses including criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, harassment, indecent exposure, and depositing waste on a highway. Is that a... Can't say I've seen that charge before, but her statement, she told authorities it was clean poop. I didn't even have to wipe. Wow. She stated, I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home. I'll tell you right now, Christina, ain't no such thing as a clean poop. No such thing as a free meal. And it was actual diarrhea. That's like the furthest thing from clean. She just lets it crust.
The police chief for Prospect Park says he has seen some road rage cases. That video shows.
God, look at the way she approached. Oh man, yeah. Shows a woman. The full video, you can see it where she's like walking up, hands on her britches. She's charging her ult, and then she just in one fell swoop drops trow, and she just blasts it like a grenade going off on the hood of the car. It was unbelievably impressive.
Identified Thursday as Christina Solometto walking to another woman's car. The 44-year-old sits on the hood, or not showing the most graphic parts of the video.
And again, that's not an accurate statement. She doesn't really, I mean, I guess she kind of sits on the hood of the car, but it's more so she's like in front of it, and she just explodes it out like a Roman candle.
Including when she appeared to defecate on the car.
I like how she said appeared to defecate. We're not sure what it was.
Puns, innuendo, and
the same sense. Like, to be able to poop on a car like that was impressive, but it was disgusting.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
crazy. She had to go.
Thanks, Pat.
Christina, do you have a comment? Solometto was brought to the Prospect Park Police Department Thursday in handcuffs, offering no remarks.
What is the charge?
He faces a number of charges,
enjoying a shit, a succulent runny poop,
depositing waste on a highway.
the recognition a town gets over this kind of thing, and sometimes this is how it presents.
You gotta see the video where they arrest her. Someone asked her what she ate that day. Oh, they got boots on the ground for the actual arrest itself too. Alright, I gotta watch that then. I highly encourage you to check out the video. It's one of the more impressive uses of the human colon, I would say.
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
That is 44-year-old Christina Solometto being
There is no regret on that face.
Police car, but you may know her by this now viral video. Police say the Ridley Park mother is the woman.
Look at how quickly she gets in and out. This one's censored a little more generously. She's in and out in like 10 seconds, and she does all the dirty deeds immediately. The speed is impressive. Like, honestly, everything about it was about as best it could go for her.
As she was getting arrested, Solometto says,
I have a sickness.
She didn't elaborate on the sickness, but the bizarre case has now gotten international attention. Not the kind this police...
Wonder what sickness that is. That's a blunderbussy. Well, that's certainly one word for it. I'm sure we'll hear that nomenclature used in court when an expert witness is called to the stand. People can shit in a thunderbox, however, not on a car when they gotta go. Where's the justice? The hell is even that? What is a thunderbox? People can shit in a thunderbox. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got it.
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
She chased you?
I have a sickness.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
You said she chased you?
Yeah, she chased me. And I got out and begged her to stop.
Better to do. Listen to her side of the story.
Yeah, I love that. This is biased. You haven't even heard Delco Pooper's side of things. What do you... Stop it! You can't possibly form your opinion on a 44-year-old woman shitting on the hood of a car without hearing why she did it. The plot has been getting thicker every day. A reporter just discovered she's a foot fetish OnlyFans model, and he legit asked her if he's willing to make scat porn for him. The article is called "We Spoke with the Delco Pooper." What? Oh, here, is it from Philly Magazine? Oh yeah, here. Wait, is this it? Must be. We spoke with the alleged Delco Pooper. I like how it's alleged as if there's someone else that might have been responsible for the shitting. We don't know if it was her or not. We're not positive. Though she did openly admit to it. And we have her on camera doing it. Could have been anyone, though. Maybe a frame job. My timing was a little off last night. Phone rang just before 5 p.m. Missed the call. It turns out it was from Christina Solometto, woman charged with being the Delco Pooper. Sent her a message earlier in the day when I learned her identity, but before court records confirmed it, she called me via FaceTime from her Facebook account under Christina M. Shithead. What? Well, that's also her Instagram handle. Maybe she really does have a sickness. Maybe she is like an actual scat fetish performer or something. Imagine you trace her origins back to like 2 Girls, 1 Cup or something. I reached out to her again later in the evening. She wrote back, "I'm lawyered up." This suggests she wasn't going to say anything else, but then she had another thought. I was not the angry one. She's referring to the other party in the road rage incident. Well, no one ever claimed she was angry, just that she was shitting. So she runs an OnlyFans account named Neen, with the handle Neen's Toes. You can subscribe for $8 per month. From her OnlyFans description. Hello fans, Neen here. Now I'd love to show you my pretty toes decorated with your favorite color nail polish. Sometimes decorated in jewelry. Tiptoe with me and you'll see. Come with my feet and toes on a fabulous journey beyond your wildest dreams. We'll also take special requests. Don't be shy, just ask. Huh. Wait, this is real fucking journalism. I felt like it was not only ethical, but indeed my avowed journalistic duty to get to the bottom of this. Regarding your OnlyFans account, I know that some women on OnlyFans specialize in scatological porn. I texted the accused Delco Pooper. Given the events of your week, I was wondering if that's something you delve into. A brief pause and then, you want me to fucking shit on you. I want $5K and I'm bringing a bodyguard. Okay, the bodyguard's not necessary. You really think someone that likes to get shit on is going to be like a threat? That's going to be like the most weak-willed human being of all time. That is a broken human being. What an interesting twist. So if someone asked you to shit on them, you would go alone. I'd probably bring a friend, just because it'd be so silly. But I don't know about a bodyguard. But yeah, I probably wouldn't go alone. That's fair. How'd that conversation even go if you had to bring a friend? About if someone paid me $5 to shit on them? They'd probably just want like a cut. I don't think it'd be that weird of a conversation. This whole time, you really thought carrots were food? Wow. I'm almost envious of your ignorance. What's next? Thinking the Earth is a globe? I don't mean to be rude. I'm not trying to giggle at your naivete, but come on. Carrots? Food? Imagine. What is this? The Magic Treehouse or something? It's ridiculous. Yeah, you know that thing Bugs Bunny's eaten in the cartoons for like 100 years? The beloved orange carrot, as it's so called? Not real. Make-believe. Fake. What it actually is birth control. And luckily, we have a highly intellectual mind that's bringing us back to common sense when it comes to this poisonous menace. Carrots.
A lot of these plants we eat, like carrot, people think are food. They're not food. The orange carrot was created at the turn of the 18th century, and we act like they've been around since the turn of time.
So this lady who looks like a Viking that was ordered from Temu after she slaughtered 15 squirrels and stitched their pelts together to make this jacket is educating us all on the history of carrots and trying to open our third eye to the fact that carrots are not food.
This is a wild carrot, also known as Queen Anne's lace. They're far from the sweet and tender carrots we're used to. Through selective breeding practices that began in the 18th century, agronomists transformed these wild roots into the big orange carrots we see today.
Carrots lore so deep it's got League of Legends writers sweating. I appreciate the historical breakdown on the genesis of carrots. And now let's see where she goes with this. Now we know where they came from. Well, What's the point she's making?
What most people don't know is that Queen Anne's lace, the root itself, was used as the morning after pill. It is so toxic, it will abort a fetus. And yes, it's not as toxic now that we've bred the poison out of them, but this is the root, and we're feeding them to our fucking kids.
Oh, zoinks. Gotta be honest with you, crazy lady, I think you've been boofing a little too much Queen Anne's lace. As you just said, through many years of breeding, they got the poison out. So now, the modern carrot is not the same thing as Queen Anne's lace. They're very different. You can't bite down on a carrot and expect it to abort a fetus. Also, from what I read, Queen Anne's lace can't do that either. It was used as a contraceptive. From everything I've read, it couldn't do a fucking abortion. But maybe if you, like, mega-dosed it, like if you set that Wumbo serving size up, maybe it could then. I don't really know. But what is 100% irrefutable, as she even admits, modern carrots don't have that poison. So what are you mad about? What is the argument you're making?
It's gotta stop. I don't want to see babies eating herbs that are able to abort a fetus. That is what Queen Anne's lace looks like. And this is what we've created today. This is the clown food. Do you guys see it? You see how it looks like it should be in a circus?
Goofball, you need to be in a circus. What? Like, this isn't even like a good point you're making. You already admitted that it is not poisonous anymore. So it was derived from something that was used as a contraceptive, but it isn't that anymore. You're not feeding babies a contraceptive. You've already established that that's not the case. It's like getting mad at toilet paper because it came from trees at one point. Like, it's separate things now. The modern carrot is not the same thing as Queen Anne's lace. You know that. You've already said as much, and yet you're still getting mad at, like, this imaginary villain you're creating about carrots. What the fuck is happening here?
And once you know this, you can't unknow it.
You challenging me with that? I'll unknow it right now. I'll erase it from my memories databanks. I've now entirely forgotten it. Checkmate. Fucking idiot.
Plants were always toxic to us. Meat never was. This is a list of meat that is deadly toxic to humans. Polar bear liver, because it's high in vitamin A.
Her whole personality is meat, 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 meat. She's like a real-life Luffy, but not cool at all. So she's waging war on plants. Plants have always been mean. They've been real jerks to us. There's poisonous plants out there. Can you believe it? No shit! Like, what the fuck? Obviously, there's going to be plants out there that are poisonous. You don't eat them. And she's making this huge hoopla about nothing. It'd be like getting mad at meat because it can get stuck in someone's throat. Like, you're just fighting against something that is completely nonsensical. Now, I've only taken a brief perusal through her shorts, but her whole shtick seems to be carnivore diet is the optimal way of living. She used her son as like a punching bag for a little bit. Like, here's my son before he switched to a carnivore diet. Man, not good. Protein deficient, flat chest, horrible, horrible. Now look at him. Now that he eats nothing but meat and he's jacked. And then she's like, look at me when I was eating more than just meat. And now look at me and I'm in better shape. So her whole thing is like meat every day, all the time, just constantly indulging in meat. Fuck plants, fuck anything that's not meat. That's her whole thing. And I know carnivore diets have blown up in popularity recently, but it's become like a full-blown religious movement. I don't care if you're on the carnivore diet, go for it. A lot of people see a lot of good benefits from it. But her seminars have me giggling with the way she tries to encourage people to get it, and the way that she's like talking about plants as if she's some kind of, you know, being that achieved nirvana by seeing the truth of plants. It's very silly. I also have seen her taking shots at like vegans, for, like at least a little bit, and she kind of just does the same thing but for meat. Like, it's her whole personality. It's all she talks about is being a carnivore, the primal body. So like, it's pretty silly when she's like, oh, there's fucking vegans and fruitarians. Meanwhile, she is just that same archetype, but for the carnivore diet.
Too much vitamin A will kill us. Raw shark, because it's high in urea. We've got the puffer fish, it's a neurotoxin, and the Nemora jellyfish. I don't think humans spent much time trying to hunt those guys. These are the only meats that are toxic to us. We can eat anything else. You want a lizard? Go for it. You want a chipmunk? Go for it. You can eat any kind of thing that moves.
Yeah, sure, you can to a certain extent if you know what you're doing. different meats have to be prepared in different ways. You couldn't just go out there and just start eating any fucking meat that you find. The same way you can't go out there and just eat any plant that you find either. It's a complete moot point. The meats you're going to be eating are the meats that you're going to the store and getting. She does not look like someone who's going out there hunting and gathering, no matter how much her hairstyle tries to convince you otherwise. She is probably going out there and just buying meat from the supermarket. And guess what? A lot of that meat is also modified the same way the plant food she hates so much is. When you're buying meat from the store, a lot of times you're getting meat that is pumped full of antibiotics, growth hormone, all kinds of things that lead to it being modified, albeit in a different way, but it's not like it's some drastic difference between meat and plant food in terms of like what's real food.
But plants, more than 700 species of plants in the United States and Canada alone are deadly toxic.
Oh no! I had no idea! Wow! That's a powerful mic drop right there. 700 plants are toxic? Who would have thought, you know? Just when you thought it was safe to go outside. All these plants jumping in your mouth, forcing you to eat them. Goodness gracious. Heavens to Betsy. She's making a mountain out of a molehill. You know what else is real bad for you? If you get a piece of a bone stuck in your throat and it fucking cuts up your esophagus, or, you know, you choke to death on it. Oh no! Should we be afraid of meat too because of the bone? Like, I'm not her dad. She can have whatever diet she wants. If she wants to eat nothing but raw pork testicles forever, all power to her. It's just her little seminar she gives on carrots being fake clown food, birth control, and plants are toxic. Like, the only thing not toxic is meat. That's the only thing you can trust. It's just so silly. I had to just talk about it a little bit. Matt sent me to this earlier, and we were just goofing around about it, so I just wanted to talk on it. That's it. So, yeah. Florida woman smears dog poop on neighbor's face. Why would she do that?
She comes slamming over to me and took the dog shit she had from her dog and rammed it into my face.
What? Oh, come on.
There is dog feces smeared across his forehead.
I don't know anything about that.
Why would you do that?
I couldn't believe she did it. I don't know why she did it.
I can't believe you haven't wiped it off. Oh my lord, he's just sitting there with it. The first thing I would do when attacked with dog feces would be sprint to a shower. If a shower's not nearby, any source of water. If there's no source of water nearby, I'm spitting in my hands and I am wiping it off until it's gone. I cannot believe it's still there. He'd get a tampering with evidence charge. You claim this woman smeared dog shit on your face, huh? I see no dog shit on your face. We're gonna have to book you, sir. I guess that's true, I suppose.
She did it. I don't know why she did it.
It's quite literally a crappy morning for one man in St. Petersburg, Florida.
And I was sitting on a park bench down the end of the road. You want to show me where it, do you want me to show you where it was?
No, it's okay.
Okay. And I sit on the bench, my dog's beside me.
It's gotta smell so bad.
On the corner, T, that we call it, I call it. And I waved and yelled hello. I always yell and wave hello to everybody. Always.
That's so sweet.
Nobody ever has reaction. They say, hi, how are you, blah, 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 or come visit the dog. Well, she got done walking her dog, and I saw that the dog, and she picked it up and came walking over to me, sturdy as you will, and saying something. I said, wait, I can't hear you. She comes slamming over to me and took the dog she had from her dog and rammed it into my face. And so I told you not to talk to me. I'm a woman alone. I'm a single woman alone. I have no idea what that's about. And then as she walked away, she called me.
Do you have any idea where she lives?
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh yeah.
All because he was just going around waving to people?
Told police he was attacked after saying hello to a woman walking her dog.
All right.
What were you thinking?
Do you have your idea?
Are you crazy?
No, I don't. I can go get it.
It's all right. I'm going to get a photo of you here before we do anything else.
I couldn't believe she did it. I don't know why she did it. And read me a tyranny of cursing you won't believe. And I said, what did I do to you?
Yeah, why would she do that? You seem nice.
She says, I told you not to talk to me. Sometimes you talk to me, sometimes you don't. A couple times after that, simply because I say good morning to everybody. And then this morning...
This guy sounds like Ned Flanders out here.
Over there.
What's she wearing today?
Honestly, all it is, I'm a woman, young, by myself out here. He has yelled at me before several times, 7 in the morning, just yelling hello. And I told him, I said, hey, I said, I don't know you, you don't know me. I said, don't yell at me. He keeps doing it. I was like, hey, I said, stop. I was like, this is the last time. I said, stop. I was like, I really don't know you, you don't know me.
Well, he's just saying hello. She's even confirming that all he's saying is hello. She hates whimsy. I'd be so happy if I just like walked my dog and people would say like hello to me. Like, it's sweet. That's very sweet. That's like the most like American shit. Like you go out and get a paper, you wave to your neighbor saying hello. What the fuck? Why would that be upsetting? Like I thought maybe there'd be a different side to this where like he wasn't just saying hello, he was maybe being like creepy or something. But she's like, he says hello to me. And I'm like, don't do that. What the fuck? That's sad.
I'm a young woman by myself. I was like, oh. And then today, I yelled a little more. I don't usually use the word, but all I want is him to just, like, not yell at me in the morning. Like, can he not do that?
How did he get dog feces smeared across his forehead?
What?
Ew.
There is dog
Who would do
feces
that?
smeared across his forehead.
I don't know anything about that. Okay, now.
Do you have,
nothing more than yelling.
Do you have any?
Doesn't matter.
Do you mind if I...
Do you have any identification on you?
Can you hold your hands out like this? I want to just take a peek. Look for any poop particles, maybe. I'll get my monocle out. We'll get a forensics team out here, too, just to double check.
I know I can get it. I live right there. I can get it out of my purse.
Would you be so kind?
Yeah, come on, babies.
No, don't let her do that. She'll wash her hands.
28-year-old
St. Pete! It's always St. Pete! We are cooking in St. Pete these days. The Tampa-St. Petersburg area is on a heater right now. We're having a generational run of body cams.
Were you walking your dog to let it go to the restroom this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I knew it!
Did your dog use the restroom?
Criminal!
Yes, my dog used the restroom.
A number 1 or number 2?
The waste.
Bagged it up like we're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see it in the trash?
Yes. Open it up, please. I want to see if there's any fingerprints.
Okay.
Like, if we gotta get that serious about it.
Well, considering it was buried, I would not necessarily tend to believe that was the first one of the day.
Ooh!
When he just... Listen,
yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest with you.
That's fine. I should probably call, you think, a lawyer? Or, like, what's this going? Because now he's saying these things. We've only yelled at each other, like, just like...
Imagine. This is a high-stakes investigation. I think I've already cracked, like, a methodology to figure out if she was the poop smearer. The hash-slinging fucking poop slasher. If she didn't smear it on his face, have her, like, eat something with her hands. I imagine she'd be very afraid to maybe, like, eat a potato chip with those contaminated poop fingers. See what I'm getting at here? I bet she would confess then. Mm-hmm. See, nothing would get by me on the force. Nah, no, I don't think so. I don't think she'd do it. Unless, of course, like, again, there is a chance she was able to wash it. Or, I guess, a chance that she didn't pick it up barehanded. She could have used a bag. Taken the bag and smeared it through the bag, possibly. I didn't consider that. Yeah, that's tough. That's going to be a tough trail of breadcrumbs.
Battery, at this point.
A battery? Okay.
Because smearing feces on somebody would be considered a battery.
Yep, that sounds about right, I would say.
She came out from there and walked around over there behind the boat, and I saw her dog get trapped, and I saw she picked it up, and I thought, oh, that's good. And then...
I like the way he tells the story. He's getting, like, every detail. I saw her over there by the boat. Her dog, well, it made duty, and she picked it up, and I thought, that's good. Like, giving her a thumbs up, like, yeah! Let's go! Like it's a sports game.
I just sat there. I don't understand. She said that to me a couple times. I don't know. And she slammed this bag of shit in my face.
Oh, it was with the bag.
Backwards. And then I tried to push her away, and my hand got caught in her long hair on the
What color? Do you remember what color the bag was?
You know, I was thinking about that. It was, you know, they make these neon colors. It was sort of like a teal, the color of my house.
Uh-oh. Man, this guy's memory's good. He's sharp.
Blue, it wasn't green, it was a mixed shade.
And what hand did she push up against you with?
This hand, I'm sure.
Let's recreate the scene using AI technology.
With her as well.
Oh yeah, she took it all with her.
All right, because
man got shit slapped for zero reason.
Everything you said happened except for that. But the only thing.
My face.
Correct. It's the only thing she doesn't admit to. She says that's the one thing that she did not do. She says that it was verbal only and there was no physical altercation.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I want her charged.
Well, I'm going to.
If she put poo-poo on your face, I agree. I think you're well within your rights to want to pursue that. I'm no lawyer. I haven't passed the bar or anything, but if she's got a teal bag of dog poop in there, I think we've got a case. I think we got a strong case. I really do.
Ma'am, do you have any dog bags on you?
Yeah.
Notice here, Callie pulls out a greenish bag matching the victim's description.
Oh, God. The dog's trying to bail her out. He knows it's going south. Mom, we gotta get the fuck out! They know! They know what you did with my waist.
But then quickly swaps it for a black bag.
Oh!
Let's see what the officer thinks about that sleight of hand.
Now, pull out the one you just had in your hand. Yeah, that's the one that's sitting on the bench, right by the bench. Okay, so you're going to be charged with battery because the physical evidence is still sitting over there. It's that bag right there, the green one. It does have feces on it. It matches the feces that's on his forehead. Unless you would like to amend your statement. Would you like me to show you the bag that's still sitting on the ground over there? Because it's going to match that one specifically, right? And there's a reason you started pulling that one out and shoved it back in your pack and then pulled out the dark black one, which
Damn! This cop is a real crack shot. I certainly wouldn't have caught that on the scene. That was actually like quick thinking from her to recognize this line of questioning and how to get out of it. So she had like the decoy bag that she swapped to. Oh man, that was like a chess match right there between two masters.
Well, the fact that I had to just prove the dog bag thing drives me crazy. But
true.
What happened between you and him today? Because this isn't the first altercation, but this is the first time it's gotten
I just want him to stop yelling at me.
Okay.
He's saying hello.
But how did all this start is my question.
That's it. He just yelled at me.
Did it happen the way you said, or did it happen the way he said?
I think we all know what happened.
No.
Ma'am, I need to know. Did
No.
you smear feces in his face with a green bag that you have in your pack?
It can't be. Ah! The unthinkable. Good Lord, sir, go wash your face off. We're done here. We got her. All of a sudden you see like a fucking police chopper fly in from the back.
In Pinellas County, we have something called adult diversion, right?
He's 76.
A 76? What the fuck is that? Dog poop?
I mean,
vandalism?
regardless of what happened.
Biological warfare?
And I held the dog poop up and I said, don't say hello to me anymore. And he's starting to yank out my hair and I put the dog in. It was simultaneous. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't do it first or he did it first, but it...
If you're really looking for the specifics of that, you closed the distance to him where he was in a seated position. He was in a position of disadvantage as you walked up to him at that point.
Damn. This officer... This dude's ran the simulations in his head thousands of times. He's seen it all unfold. He was basically there. He was a third party. You may not have seen him, but he was there in the shadows. He watched it.
You said this is probably what he wanted. This is why he kept yelling at me. He wanted me to get to this point. Now that I really think about it, I'm stupid.
What kind of anime plot is that, lady? He says good morning to you. This was his plan all along. He was 10 steps ahead of me. He knew one day I'd crack and smear dog shit in his face, and that's what he wanted. That's why he's still sitting over there with dog shit on his forehead. Ask him why he hasn't washed it. It's all part of his nefarious scheme. It's a badge of honor. He knew by saying good morning I'd lose it.
Or his name's Brian.
Brian.
Okay. All right, yeah, call your mom, and she's got to get over.
He's using the mind's eye to its full potential. True.
Yeah, call your mom and let her know.
No, okay, nothing in you.
Man, he went ultra instinct on this case. I was so impressed. I am also surprised at how seriously he took it. I thought he'd be like, "Sir, please. You have poop on your face. Please, God." But nah, man, this guy really, he locked in. He said, "I will find you justice. I will figure out what actually happened here, come hell or high water." That third title is wild. Florida man who killed neighbor over dog poop erupts at widow in courtroom outburst. Do you not know that story? That one is not fun at all. That one is actually psychotic. What happened is there was a dispute because a neighbor's dog had taken a shit, and I think it was on the other guy's property. They had an argument. The guy kills him in cold blood, goes to court, gets sentenced, then he calls the guy a bitch. Says that he was like crying at the end when he killed him. He had no regret. It was something like that. It's been a little while, but it was actually just genuinely evil. That's a not fun dog poop story. I just saw something really cool. It's a sugar daddy shopping spree stream.
It's about if you want me to have them. It's not about that.
We're gonna take those.
That's so badass. We'll take them both. What princess wants, she gets. I'll just go ahead and take a little extra money out of my grandkids' Christmas cards this year. So this dude who looks like someone tried to create David Hasselhoff and the Soul Calibur character creator is the sugar daddy of this streamer, and she did a stream where he just bought her a ton of shit.
Wait, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Did you show me? Wow. I'm obsessed. Harry, you have no idea what you just did.
Unironically, he might not know what he just did. He is old. He looks like he was around when they first invented chocolate. There's a good chance he forgot that he just bought you this. You shouldn't be taking him to the mall to just buy you a ton of expensive items. You should be getting him some fucking Metamucil. I've made fun of sugar daddies for a long time. I think it's one of the more pathetic things you can do. I have more respect for people that lick public toilet seats clean, to be honest. But seeing it unapologetically streamed here and putting a face to the title, it was just like a new level of sad. This guy throws on the leather jacket, puffs out his chest, and just starts buying his kitten everything under the sun in the hopes that she'll fall in love with him. Even though it's super clear from the stream, she's just using him as a piggy bank, and that's it. And even beyond that, it goes a step further. She's now streaming it, so using him not only as a piggy bank directly, but also as a prop for even more money through her stream. It's also not the first time she's streamed a date with the sugar daddy. She streamed like this entire outing of expensive indulgence, and it seems like she's got him wrapped around her finger. It is a coin block, and she is Mario just jumping and popping all the coins out as often as she can here.
Thank you. No. I know, and I've been wanting it for so long.
That's what you said.
You guys. Oh my god. I can't even believe it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
That little glitch in the footage seemed like something straight out of a horror film, like the videotapes from The Ring. But yeah, he'll spend oodles of cash for a quick peck on the lips and a brief hug, and she'll usually laugh about it, look uncomfortable, and then show off the items to the chat. Now, I watched some of the date stream she did with Terry, and then I watched some of this shopping spree stream as well. She actually treats this guy like she's taking care of her senile grandfather.
She's helping the customers that are buying shit. He said, where does she go? To the people that are fucking paying. Come on, Terry. I'm gonna start asking other people's boyfriends to buy me shit at this point. Love you, Terry, but come on, bro.
A little peek behind the curtain there. Who could have seen this coming? She doesn't actually care about Terry. What? Oh no. That just shattered my whole universe. Who could have imagined? I also can't help but just be in awe of her gluttony. He just bought her some expensive shit, and now she's like, might have to just start asking other people's boyfriends to buy me things. Tick-tock, Terry. Come on, you're awfully slow here. Let's get this farty sharded. I'm going to need more expensive items. I haven't had my fill yet. I'm not satiated. Terry, you might want to really start jogging over there and get her attention so you can buy me more things.
You were talking big game, and then we get onto the field, and suddenly you're underperforming, which is fine. I'll pay for my own fucking bag, but I want to leave with a fucking bag. I love you, but you know.
What an angel. Terry, you lucky dog. It's easy to see why you've fallen head over heels in love with this saint. I almost threw $100 at my computer screen. When she was complaining right there, I thought, no, she needs this money. Someone hasn't bought her something in minutes. She's gonna starve. I just can't believe she actually has the gall to get this angry in public and on stream about Terry not buying her enough. Saying that he talked a big game but now is underperforming after already buying her some expensive shit. Come on, man, wake up. I truly will never understand this whole sugar daddy mentality. I don't get it.
Oh, I don't fucking work here. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for somebody that does. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. My sugar daddy isn't paying. Yeah, my sugar daddy's here. Look, wait for him to come in. He told me he was talking big fucking game, right? Get in here suddenly. I don't know if I like it. It doesn't look matter, bitch. It's for me. It doesn't look matter, bitch. It's for me.
I can't even put on any sarcasm for this part. It's just too insufferable. She is fuming, throwing a temper tantrum because Terry hasn't bought her enough. And she starts whining to just normal people in the store about it as well. Just exposition dumping, just throwing out all of the lore about this. Well, my sugar daddy said he would do all this, and he hasn't done that. Like, how can you have so little shame?
Okay, let's get that and let's go.
Let's do it?
Let's get that.
Really, Sven? Stop.
Let's just get that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We don't have to. We can walk out right now.
Wait, go ahead and get it.
Come on, you better get it while he's saying yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and get it.
It's just so painful. I'm guessing Terry got stun-locked for a bit, fighting with the devil on his shoulder, arguing about whether it's a good idea or not to keep buying her all of these things. He eventually did cave in and buy it for her, but I really get the impression, since he took a little while to think on it, really just let it marinate, let the juices stew, that he doesn't have, like, $1 billion to just be pissing away thousands on a girl who treats him like a fucking zoo animal. Like, it feels to me like this is a guy who's just been really manipulated by this streamer, and now he just keeps spending more and more money to try and make her love him. Of course, I could be very wrong. This could very well be like a superstar sugar daddy with 50 sugar babies, all of whom he's letting suckle from his bosom, his financial bosom. It's very possible that he's got his financial teats and his udders just fucking spurting milk all this money to tons of different women. I have no idea, really. But just the fact that it took him a while to decide to buy this for her makes me think that he really had to consider that financial decision.
Let me know if you want me to pay you back.
She's excited. Get something right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll be right back. So much. Did you get taken care of? Not yet.
Dude in the background knows this is a bunch of barnacles. His expression really sums it all up. It's so fucking weird. She hits some Fortnite emotes while she celebrates getting this man to spend more money on her. Even drops the "I'll pay you back" line, knowing full well she has no intentions of doing that whatsoever. And if Terry did actually say, hey, can you pay me back? There would be hell. It would be scorched earth. It would be the last time Terry ever saw her face. She would lose her mind, go ballistic, go off her fucking gourd.
at you, sweetheart. I'm looking at you. You're beautiful.
You're so sweet.
And you're fun. And you are pretty fucking smart. I try to throw stuff by you, but I tried 3 or 4 things. I didn't get anything by you.
Thank God.
But I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue.
You can keep trying. One day, if I'm really drunk, you'll get me. But I couldn't drink today. I was driving.
Okay, no D&D. No drunk and driving.
Terry, my Tiffany bracelet, my necklace, the purse.
The purse that we...
And they say chivalry's dead. Romance, like something out of a fairy tale. Terry, she's not pretty fucking smart. You're pretty fucking dumb, man. Open your eyes. You're being used for your clams, man. God, this whole sugar daddy thing, like I said, is just so sad. I don't know if Terry's been manipulated into this role or if he is someone who is a proud sugar daddy. That I'm not really sure of. I can't quite tell from the little bits of the streams I've seen of them together. But Jesus Christ, it is so painful to watch. Goodness gracious, holy cannoli. Anyway, I just had to share this because I could not believe that we're at a point now where we're getting sugar daddy streams. Oh, fuck. That's really about it. See ya. I've said this many times over the last couple of years, but just like my high school basketball coach, you don't take me seriously. Every time I try to preach this gospel, you think I'm joking. I'm not. Wipe that smile off of your face, Buster. I am going to scream it once again with my whole chest. Cringe is the ultimate evil. It's the only unforgivable sin. Through the eyes of the internet, the ultimate crime is being cringe. So why am I talking about this? Well, it's because 2 videos have just gone viral for being cringy, and everyone has been dunking on them. The first one absolutely blew up, and it's become one of the most divisive videos I've seen hit the internet since the fucking Yanny and Laurel debate. It's this woman celebrating getting her pancakes by doing a little boogie. I have to mute the audio, so I'm just gonna beatbox for this. On Twitter, this video has well over 100 million views. This is the biggest tweet from it, saying we're all the person at the next table, and it's that woman in the background who's looking on confused and disgusted and annoyed about this. And the video has over 100 million on Twitter, but then an additional like 30 million or so on TikTok. And boy howdy, has this led to an unbelievably large and aggressive conversation. Mortal Kombat 1 came out, but the fatalities in this debate have been far more brutal than anything in that game. I tell you what, sports fans, this shit has been wacky. It's her pretending that she's super excited to get food, my hangriness leaving my body, and she's doing a little goofy TikTok dance. It's very artificial. It's not real. Like, is she actually having fun here? Who's to say? That's a secret between her and God. I have no idea if she's actually having fun, but it's clearly performative for TikTok updoots. She's looking for the internet likes. And it's not really bothering anyone because she's just doing it herself. The only one that's directly involved here is the staff that's bringing her the food, and she's subjecting them to cringe, which could be considered terrorism to a certain extent because cringe is, it's a fucking weapon. I don't care what anyone says. Weaponized cringe is some of the most potent Geneva Convention violating warfare we have at our disposal. So yes, the staff is exposed to her like pretending that she's super excited to get food, so the staff brings it over and she starts dancing like a toddler here with her happy dance of food. And it's all fake, right? But she's not really bothering anyone. The girl at the other table is just looking on confused and annoyed, which is a very normal response I think most humans would have, because this is a very weird thing to do as an adult. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you need to dress like an adult. Me. That's right, we're doing a me costume for Halloween, so you can wear me like a goddamn flesh suit, so it comes complete with the long hair, even's got my tattoos 1-to-1 for temporary tattoos, and then just like a fun little shirt to go along with the whole collection. So that's the new merch drop for this Halloween. It's available now, I'll put a link in the description. Oh yeah, also the beard. You don't want to be a clean-shaven Charlie, that'd look really weird. And there's nothing cringy about that. If you don't want to get made fun of, then that's what you need to dress like for Halloween. Anyway, the point here is, a lot of people were extremely upset about this video. There was a lot of hostility both in people defending the action and those attacking it. Me personally, I don't like it. It does bother me. I've said this a million times. I think the current climate of things where everything needs to be a fucking song and dance that you put on for an online audience of TikTok people to give you attention is trash. Everyone competing for internet attention at all times and faking everything to get some likes on your posts. Awful. So yeah, I don't like that. If I was in that restaurant, you wouldn't see me like flip over a table in anger or anything, but you would see me look over annoyed about it and maybe make fun of it a bit before moving on. But on the internet, cringe is a big deal, and it stays that way, and for some reason gets really aggressive and super deep, like almost philosophical to a certain point. In this case, with this video, she didn't really do herself any favors because she was arguing with everybody on TikTok, and she was getting really mean and nasty in some of the comments. But the point is, people respond to cringe very harshly. Now, there is a bigger talking point I want to get to, but in order to get there, I'd like to show you the other big video that blew up only about 2 days ago as of making this video.
Want to see the cringiest, most cuddly thing ever? This is called a love surge. And we do this when one of us has like so much love in our limbs that we can't contain it and feel like we're going to explode. So Sean is having a love surge right now, and he's going to wrap around me and shake with the electricity of love until I catch it too and start shaking, and then you explode with a love surge.
I feel so much better.
Don't you?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's the love surge.
So much love was just surged.
Sean's not wrong. There was a lot of love getting surged there. The cup runneth over on love. In fact, I think I started to feel some of the particles from that surge all the way over here. Nearly took out the power grid. Now, this also got really big on Twitter, and people fucking hated it. And they hated them for being cringy. Which, as you can imagine, didn't feel super great for the woman in this video here who posted a follow-up.
A lot of the duets and stitches were really funny, and I laughed a lot. I can take a joke and I can laugh at myself. But then some of the comments got like, really, really mean. And they were like wishing that like someone cheated on each other, or wishing that like DV on me, or SA, or like to unalive myself. And I think like if the goal was to make me sad, you did it. You won.
She posts this video going over how all of the really mean comments made her feel, like the really personal ones wishing horrible things upon her and the family. And what really sucks is how unsurprising this is. The internet has become a place where you expect this. Anytime a video is posted, no matter what it is, if it's cringy, even if it's good, you already know there's going to be a large number of people that are going to hate it. And when people on the internet don't like something, they go to the biggest possible extreme to let you know their dislike of it, telling you to do the worst things ever and wish the worst things ever upon you. It's unfortunately very commonplace online. I remember when I first started posting on the internet, I had read somewhere a quote: when someone wears a mask, they show you their real face. So basically, it's not the most profound thing ever. When someone is anonymous, they show you their true colors. And most people aren't that nice. And so what happened here is, this was cringy, so people started being very not nice, and she posted this video hoping that maybe if you saw how it made her feel, that it would stop. And as you can probably guess, it only made it worse. The comments were saying things like, just need another love surge, or order up on that love surge to help. If there's one thing the internet hates more than cringe, it's weakness, vulnerability. If you show that something hurt you, that's the biggest possible trophy you can ever give to people online, because now they know they're getting to you and they will just keep that pressure coming. There was really nothing good that could have come from this video, but I do legitimately feel bad for her and Sean here, because their only crime was posting something cringy. I don't think they should have posted it to begin with, but that's once again just the product of everything being a competition to get internet attention. So they took a very personal thing with them being lovey-dovey and having this really quirky love surge thing they do, and they wanted to share it online, because everyone wants to share everything online all the time, and what happened here is it ended up being an awful experience. So, let's tie this into what I want to talk about on a deeper level. Why cringe is literally the worst thing you can do online as a content creator, it feels like. Over the many, many years I've been online, I have seen some people do the worst things imaginable, and those people still have an audience and supporters despite being a piece of shit that does horrible things. And then I've seen cases where someone does something a little too whimsical. They get a little too silly and it's embarrassing. And they lose a lot of supporters for it. More so than someone that is an actually awful person doing horrible things. And I guess it's honestly not even fair to say that it's just the internet that has no forgiveness for cringe. Because one of the best examples of an entire career being unraveled from something being a little too goofy actually comes from 2004 and predates the modern internet as we know it. Howard Dean and the now infamous Dean Scream. Howard Dean was a very prominent political figure and in 2004 was a presidential candidate. And his entire world got fucking blasted when he was doing a rally and got a little too excited. He was given a very passionate speech. He's like, we're going to Washington, we're going to Oregon, then we're going to my buddy Eric's place to eat some ice cream, and then we're looping back around, we're going back to Washington, and then Oregon. And that moment, that one silly little screech ruined his entire presidential run and made him a laughingstock, all from just a droplet of cringe. I actually think he was a pioneer who was ahead of his time, because if he did that today, he'd be looked at as like an icon on TikTok, because that kind of shit's not cringy per se anymore. But anyway, the point I'm making here is it might not even just be an internet-specific phenomenon. It might be like a human-specific thing where we're just hardwired to dislike cringe and always hold it against the person who made us feel the cringe. I don't really know. I'm getting scientific about something that has absolutely no basis in science. It's just something I've observed for pretty much my whole life, where some people will do what I consider to be unforgivable things. Like legitimately horrible, terrible, awful things. And yet they still go on to have an extremely successful career. They have tons and tons of fans. Someone like Chris Brown. Chris Brown, I think, is a bad guy. A hot take. I think he's a bit of a jerk. He has a history of beating women. He beat Rihanna within an inch of her life, and yet, look at him today. He has probably more fans now than ever. Like, he just got nominated for an award at the VMAs a few days ago, and people were cheering, applauding, losing their minds over it, celebrating. Somehow, his fans stood beside him and still support him through all of that. Meanwhile, there have been many such cases of someone posting either an embarrassing video as a YouTuber or having some embarrassing information leak or something cringy come out, and their fans like abandon them. Just like straight up drop it like, nope, I can't be seen here anymore. I don't know, it's just baffling to me. But yeah, now I'm starting to get a little lost in the rant here. Point is, with these two videos in particular, the people in them didn't do anything wrong. One of them wasn't even in public, and yet the response to it was extreme amounts of anger, which is always just interesting to me. And it's not like I'm innocent of it, like I'm super guilty of seeing some cringy things and being, surprised and even a little annoyed, even though I'm not directly involved for sure. But it's just fascinating to see like the level that people will take it to and just the incredibly harsh response to something cringy. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. So yep. Yeah, the Hawk Tuah girl launched a meme coin. That's just like a term they use, calling it a meme coin. It's really not. It's just always a scam coin. It's made for the sake of rugging her viewers within the first hour of its launch. And I feel like everyone in the world should have seen this coming, but somehow still they were able to make tens of thousands of dollars rugging idiots.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
And so, as you can see in the community note, 90% of the token supply has been sniped and being sold on the community. Buying this highly speculative Hawk coin could result in loss. Just giving people a fair warning, which wasn't heeded. So what ended up happening is what everyone knew would happen. It got rugged. Instantly, pretty much, within the first 2 hours. So then Haley Welch's PR team made this post talking about the Hawkonomics, saying the team hasn't sold one token. Baloney. I'll call horseradish on that. We tried to stop snipers as best we could. Also, huge dirty barnacles on that claim too. And then once again a community note. The team and insiders have actually been selling their tokens since launch. Majority have never purchased anything and have only sold the token they were given. Haley is lying and will likely have to talk to a judge about this. Community note, just dropping a fucking pun on it. Cold turkey like that. Might as well. But yep. We live in a world where CoffeeZilla will now make a Hawk Tuah video. That's why this tab's open here. I'm just waiting for him to drop the, the Hawk Tuah video. I'm very excited for it. The idea behind goobers putting money into things like the Hawk Tuah coin is they know it's going to rug, but they really think that they'll be the ones to capitalize off the rug. They'll pull out at the perfect time. Completely oblivious to the fact that insiders are the ones that actually make the money, not the idiots that buy in thinking that somehow they're smarter than the scammer. Like, you're not in on the scam, you are just another one of the pawns on the board. You are just another little dime into the piggy bank. You'll never beat the rug. Imagine getting rugged by Hawk Tuah girl in the year of our Lord 2024. Again, you absolutely fucking deserve it. Like, this is a scam where the only victims are the ones that actually deserve it. This is a lesson that you needed to learn. And Haley Welch took you over her knee and disciplined you. And I know they're still not going to learn their lesson. They will once again just dump into the next fucking shitcoin from pump.fun. Why can't I find the graph again? Because it's like a beautiful rug graph. Like the most... Oh yeah, here. Someone even put it in as a Christmas tree. It's just like the quintessential Solana rug graph. I know, man. People are actually begging to just be scammed over and over and over and over and over again. I guarantee if Jack Doherty went live on Twitter right now saying that he's doing another meme coin, people would buy in and he'd make another 20 grand off him. Easy. You see that the Rizzler got disrespected by Hawk Tuah girl. I know you're making like a meme off of the absurdity of like the names and the shit, like just the full culture around it. But you know what's crazy? Is if Hawk Tuah girl did disrespect the Rizzler, it's the worst thing she could do for her career. She can blatantly scam these idiots on her Twitter. They're not gonna care. They'll still tune in to talk Tuah for whatever reason. Ironically, I guess. But if there was the story about how she disrespected the Rizzler, they'd all just leave her. A Rizzler level event would be the worst thing that could happen to her. But she can run these pump and dump scams till the fucking cows come home. It won't affect her. The Hawk Tuah fall off is crazy. No, what's crazy is that there isn't a Hawk Tuah fall off. She just had Mark Cuban on her podcast.
Yep.
It's disgusting. Actual industry plant that is thriving in the biggest possible way, and now just full goatsy scamming her fans. Actually dropping trouser, shitting on him, and it's not gonna matter. CoffeeZilla is live with a Hawk Tuah girl in a Twitter space. Oh, he's already on the case? Let's go. I had his channel up earlier, waiting for when he'd hop in.
There's no rug pull, and it's not done by us. Yes, snipers sniped it up to an insane market cap.
No, it's
and
not
dumped
just
it.
snipers.
That was not us. That was listen.
You know that.
Listen, no. I'm telling you the truth.
And y'all made millions on fees from this little.
Coffee, listen to him. It wasn't them.
I'm sure that's not you getting those fees, right?
Not a
Who's
scheme.
making the money
It's
on
not
the
a-
fees?
it's
Who's
not a
making
scheme.
millions of dollars on fees from this rug pool?
That's not a scheme. That's the
Who's making
project. So we
fees?
can keep this thing going for years. That's how do you think
The Hawk Tuah coin for years.
Who makes the money on
I
the
love
fees?
that.
Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that who does that belong to?
That belongs
God.
to the project, right?
No. God owns it. This is a...
Well, the project is over here. Haley Welch, right? And
How much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug?
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff pays for itself, right?
So y'all wanted to make the money on day one? I don't understand. I'm just asking.
We're
who
here
actually
every single
makes the
day.
millions of
Day
dollars
one,
in fees from the
day
rug.
two, day three.
This guy's really bad at avoiding
How you
questions.
run a project forever.
He's not even slipping out of it
You
super
have to fund
effectively.
that. And time and people that are on this project over here has around 18 people working on this right now as we speak. This is not a small time type of nothing.
It is literally a nothing.
And not just do it for one.
It is actually a nothing. It's a hawk to a coin.
The money. You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Haley Welsh make of that million? 1.8 million?
It's a foundation that is run.
Oh.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation. She owns 0 of the foundation.
So y'all made the money?
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation in the Cayman Islands.
Who profited? Over $1 million was just made.
I'm telling you, a foundation that pays people out. And by the way, CoffeeZilla, I'm not.
It's just is it a force of nature? Who owns it?
That are
it's so simple.
Because we didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say.
No rug pull.
Defamation.
Doc, do the math. Do the math.
It's like taking a shit and telling me there's no poop.
3%.
You're defaming our character. It's
bullshit. You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit. So why?
No, you're not.
He just denied it. Hold on, I'll pull this up again real quick.
You guys released 3% to the Meteora pool, while you have 17% of the token allocation unlocked day 1 from your strategic allocation. Are you guys insane? What do you guys think exactly is going to happen when your insiders get sent their tokens? And by the way, who made the money from your 17% pre-sale while you're giving a tiny piece of the pie to the public? Like, what the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
It's not a scam.
It is literally a scam. Actually a scam.
You can say whatever you want about it. You can cry defamation. That's my opinion. It's a scam.
Well,
and I only do this for a living. I've only seen 1 million of these projects.
This one's different, Coffee.
You, CoffeeZilla. Let's track your wallet.
Turn it around.
Over here, why don't you tell CoffeeZilla what we're doing with this project?
Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why
I love the who pays you, Coffee.
So people could dump on Haley Welsh's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much?
What just happened? They muted him.
I just got muted.
That must have been a glitch.
Yeah, so I mean, like we as mentioned, like we raised a 17% strategic allocation that was done at a 16.69
oh my god
valuation. You know, we tried to kind of keep that kind of premise here was that, you know, we had the restriction, like we heard the request for us to do this in a public manner, and you know, I think that we, you know, having consulted with like...
You were saying fucking nothing right now, and you're saying it with a big lisp.
I guess like the legal...
He's about to just start talking about dedicated wham.
And, you know, kind of mitigate any kind of consideration.
This is nothing. Just answer the simple questions Coffee is posing. Who owns it? Who made the money?
Americans, that 200 people participate, a lot of people within the industry that were very supportive of the vision, because I think that they
why even listen to this bullshit if he muted Coffee? Because he's got to unmute him at some point.
You know, I think that
Coffee and Connor Eats Pants are in here spamming thumbs downs.
This could be like a little bit of a paradigm shift. I mean, like I said, nothing that we've seen thus far with, you know...
it's a hawk Tuah rug pull shitcoin, man.
In a sustainable manner.
He's yapping about nothing.
Of longevity of an extended time frame, and we're just trying to, you know, like try something different, right? Like I said, we went back to first principles and kind of tried.
Did they answer any questions yet? No.
Way that we think
no.
Makes sense, you know, by we kind of felt ultimately that was probably the best representation of who were her true fans.
These are actual just filler words of nothing.
That, you know,
actual
like
nothing.
Running this initiative that, you know,
he's speaking just
into the hands of the
that's
people
all.
that have been most supportive of her and like kind of really engaged with her.
Holy.
I just you know, I just want everyone to, you know, be respectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, this is
you guys hear me?
That means a lot. Go ahead, FaZe Banks.
Appreciate it. I just heard this guy blab about pretty much nothing. Repeat the same shit that he said the first time around. You said something about Web 2 in layman's terms that just basically means 97% of all the tokens owned were were by related wallets, friends of friends of friends of friends. They were
No, that's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, yes, it is true.
You can see it. You can see it.
Brother. Yeah. You're talking about some fucking, what did you say, in the Cayman Islands?
It's how you legally launch these types of things. It's a foundation. But listen, this isn't a bundled scam. This is and prove that they were not sold by us. So the bubble map stuff was totally false. It's not what happened.
Oh, so this is all a lie.
Over here, maybe you can.
They're the trustworthy ones at the Hawkonomics.
To these different wallets, and clear up a lot of this. These allegations that are just false.
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of like.
Oh God, not this guy.
The different wallets and stuff like.
Whoever guided you in this, or whoever directed you to do this, or gave you the advice to do this, you should fire them immediately. And yeah.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, FaZe.
Was that a Looney Tunes sound clip? What was that?
Ugly launch, cool. There's day 2, there's day 3, there's day 4.
Bulletproof response. Bulletproof. That's how you handle it.
Single day memeing. The key is to actually onboarding her real, true fans. This might not be for
Sounded
everybody.
like Sandy Cheeks.
It's not a big deal to us. We ain't going anywhere. Haley's not going anywhere. And the Tuah meme is definitely not going anywhere. Yes, they were from the deployer wallet, but they're put into wallets for her true fans to claim. They were not sold. None of
You have to
them
unlock the true fan prestige level.
Very clear. But listen, it's all love. I understand everybody around here is kind of used to the same thing. There's only one way to prove that this is not just like everything else, which is just not give up, right? And keep going and keep doing everything, that you possibly can.
Inspirational.
Right?
Inspirational.
To keep it pushing. And the
He's
only
right.
way that it's a rug or the only way that it's a scam is if you give up on it. And that's the one thing that we can say is no one's given up on this.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, or if you want to ask Haley some questions, let's Haley is somebody who's an incredible person, and she's had a lot of fun memeing. She really enjoys X. I think we have to really stick with the facts.
What the fuck?
And we can show all the transactions, right? And we've had them analyzed now. We can show all the transactions. That's the thing, is like the blockchain doesn't lie. And we will publish those transactions.
You just said you were literally just saying that it does sometimes when it makes you look bad.
Yes, it got 90.
Blockchain doesn't lie.
It was 3%
unless
97.
It's doing something bad for us.
That was held back.
No, I mean, I just wanted to be like, obviously Haley's been through a journey, and this launch has obviously gone the way it's gone. But yeah, I think that maybe it'd be helpful for the community to kind of hear. Haley's story, because ultimately,
they're trying so hard to push it onto Haley right now.
The coin and stuff like that.
Guys, we need to think about Haley's feelings. We only told her that she was going to make a ton of money from this. She didn't know it was going to be a rug pull. Haley, take it from here. We're going to leave.
Everybody resonates with Tuah as a meme. It's like one of the most viral memes of all time. And I think people have been making a lot of money off derivative works, and people have launched a bunch of fake tokens, which is maybe the launch didn't go the smoothest. But
that's one way of putting it. It didn't go the smoothest, huh?
Showing up every day, trying to run the project. I think Haley's here for the long term. Ultimately, her career is just kind of starting, and she's accomplished a lot of amazing things in this short period of time. And obviously resonating.
Thanks, membership, Jack.
Really strongly with the global audience. And I think, I think it'd just be useful for color if Haley was able to kind of share a little bit about that original story, because I think it helps kind of paint the picture here a little bit of how she's constantly tried to build community and use what she's built to kind of engage the broader community and be very inclusive, and she's done a lot of cool stuff around charity, and I think she really cares about dogs and stuff like that, and I think it's really cool to see.
What are you saying? What are you saying, man? What in the world?
I guess cool with what she's been able to get.
I went over to Haley's house one time, and she let me in. She let me in the door, invited me into her abode. Me. this woman is an angel.
Yeah, I don't know if Haley, that's something you're comfortable sharing with the community, or if you feel like it's a little bit too sensitive, or how you feel about that. But I definitely think that it's helpful for the community to have that color.
Yeah, guys, I'm just here to have fun. I don't really have a full head wrapped around this whole thing, but I'm figuring it out every day, and I'm here for the long term. My skin's getting thicker every day, and the hate's not going to stop me. I'm here every day trying to work on this and get better at it, but I'm not going anywhere.
Hey, thanks for summing that up. I'm glad I lost all my money. And now it's all good. Hey, you're having fun? All right, that's what it's all about.
Get tough, and this was a learning you can integrate in all these different things she's doing, including her podcast every Tuesday. I mean, she literally, is talking about her meme token on a really big podcast, on a charting podcast, and onboarding and talking about these memes, all different types of memes, all different memes that everybody holds.
Now I'm just getting an advertisement right now. Can I skip the ad?
Bringing awareness to it, so it's like it sucks that everyone wants to see it fail.
It did fail. It immediately failed.
Of it.
Well, it didn't fail for you guys.
I think,
you guys made out
in week 2, in week 3, found it. So I mean, that's my belief. That's why we're doing it. We're doing something super innovative in my opinion.
Innovative.
With the meme token.
Dag nabbit, he's right. We've never seen something like this before.
Go ahead, man.
They won't unmute Coffee. They refuse to unmute him.
I completely agree.
I would urge you guys as well to share at least what you know now, because while people are here, they really
for sure. I mean, like I said, it was. I haven't, the bubble maps. I don't know why it's showing if it's showing 12 holders or whatever it is. We distributed.
Hey, way to explain it. I don't know why it's lying. I'll have to investigate why it's lying.
I mean, like I said.
Sad part is crypto bros probably think they're telling the truth. I can promise you, I think even the most delusional would look at this and listen to this and be like, oh my god. Oh my god, what have I done? I got fucked.
Investors,
If they're not gonna bring Coffee back, I'm just gonna leave. This is nothing. This is just actually nothing. This is this man talking in circles with a list.
We tried our best to curate.
Haley did it, her team, little shady. I don't think they've done a good job of explaining this. But Haley, man, how can you even be mad at her at the end of the day, right? She said she's having fun. And that's all she said. And what else do you need at the end of the day, huh? You know what I mean? So yeah, you lost a lot of money. You got rugged. Fucking Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing. Am I fucking right? You go again. You buy the dip. So that way her investors can make some more too. Holy. Again, if you bought into this expecting to make money on it, you're a fucking idiot in the first place, to be fair. Putting money into a Hawk Tuah coin. Christ. Hawk Tuah coin was 100% unlocked on launch. That always will rug if you have people buying in with zero unlock. This team pre-sold tokens for millions and then are crying that they didn't sell and blame it. Oh, nice. I don't think there's anyone in the world that actually believes the developers here. I don't even think the most delusional of crypto bro would find anything that they said compelling. So I feel like this is one of the very few cases where people are like, oh, that was just a complete scam from the get-go. Which I feel like people should have been able to know immediately with the Hawk Tuah girl making a fucking crypto. This is some Jack Doherty shit. It is. It is actual Jack Doherty shit. Except hers is somehow even more egregious. Oh yeah, I'm surprised they were even doing that call in the first place. Usually when it comes to a big rug like this, the people just vanish. Meanwhile, those two goofballs were somehow taking it in a Twitter space, pretending that it wasn't a scam. So, I mean, they talked about innovation. That is an innovative new strategy to rug pulling. Usually they just disappear. I wonder if she even knows what crypto is. I can say with at least 85% confidence, Haley Welch just learned what Solana was a week ago. After this space, when CoffeeZilla eventually got kicked from the Twitter space, he started his own to explain to everyone exactly how this rug pull worked. He explains it far better than I ever could, and it's actually a lot more intricate than I thought it was for a rug pull. There were more moving parts to it, and even more nefarious, scummy dog shit that was happening behind the scenes that CoffeeZilla highlights. So it's more than just like the simple pump.fun rug pulls we've been seeing a lot, like with Jack Doherty. This was a full red alert, DEFCON, premeditated, malicious rug pull that aimed to scam the shit out of people. Now, I do believe most of the victims here were basically just people that gamble on things like this, like meme and shit coins. I don't think a lot of like Hawk Tuah enthusiasts, you know, all of a sudden set up a wallet to participate in the Hawk Tuah coin. I imagine it's most people that were gambling on it. But even still, her scamming this many people and making this much money, her and the team, I guess I can't say her for sure because maybe she personally didn't make a ton of money, but a lot of people behind the scenes did, and CoffeeZilla explains how much and where things were going and how it all worked.
Let me start with something really basic that most people need to understand about what they're doing, the little switch they're doing. They keep telling you guys, and everybody's falling for it, with this strategic advisor grift, okay? They put 3% into the public decks. Meanwhile, they pre-sold in these SAFs at like, I think they said over $10 million valuation. I'll have to have somebody correct me on that. But over a $10 million valuation. So they pre-sold these tokens. Why do you think people bought these tokens? They knew that they could rug because they told people, well, there's no unlock. So if there's no unlock for pre-sold tokens and you think it's going to launch because you got this girl who's going to use her brand and use her popularity to all of a sudden pump up this coin, there's no unlock, you're going to dump into this. So two things happen at the same time. There's a lot of confusion about it, but two things happen. One, you have a sniper who jumped in at the very beginning, minutes after launch, because they tweeted out the contract address like idiots, like amateurs. Actually, the dot guy said they knew it was going to get sniped, which is crazy. I think that would be criminal if it's true. If you know your thing's going to get sniped and you launch it anyways, but whatever. So they get sniped. That guy walks out with millions of dollars. But then they put fees on top of that. They put a 15% fee on the decks. So guess who's raking in the money?
Not Haley.
I tried to ask.
Can't be Haley.
Said our foundation made it in the Cayman Islands. We wanted to obey the law, so we left the United States. We went to the Cayman Islands. Everyone knows that's how you obey the law. You go to the Cayman Islands. So they went to the Cayman Islands, and their 15% fee supposedly goes there.
That's true. We did hear them say that.
So they made millions of dollars right off the jump, even before they didn't even quote. They knew it was going to snipe. This sniper made millions. They made millions, and then they pre-sold for millions. Okay, everyone follow me so far? Then you have strategic advisors who are dumping on retail, and they're making millions. Who's making nothing? Well, it's everyone else.
Hey, tough guy. You know what these are? Huh? Yeah, that's right. That's some natural, God-given chompers right there. And just like everything in life, they're not perfect. But these teeth are real. And this enamel, it's been places you wouldn't believe. From food to pussy. That's right, I'm down there biting on it like bubblegum. Yep. I haven't slept again. It's 6:45 a.m. I've been up all night for the third time this week. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. Point is, though, I've got real teeth, which is becoming less and less common now online. A lot of the people you see on the cyberspace is rocking veneers. It's become extremely common. And now there's even huge scams revolving veneers with people that are claiming to be veneer techs. Meanwhile, they're just greasy goobers that read a single Google article on how to potentially install veneers. But it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It doesn't actually make them qualified. They basically just say install the veneers with rusty nails and toothpicks. And I just learned about someone who basically took one of those courses and opened their own business with it. I learned about her from Atozi, who just covered her. Her name's Emily Martinez, and she's actually in my neck of the woods down here, baby. We are getting some absolute lunatics recently in the headlines down here in the old swamp. Emily Martinez is facing some serious years in the slammer for practicing dentistry without a license. She had been running a business where she would give people veneers extremely cheap because she would just crazy glue a set of veneers to people's mouths, which inevitably led to people getting infections and needing emergency care.
Came here to Tap In Beauty Bar to get a smile makeover, but they left with pain and injuries. Police say that Emily Martinez used crazy glue to put veneers on her victim's teeth. She's not smiling in her mugshot, but giving clients a bright white smile with veneers is what Emily Martinez advertised on social media. Video after video shows her claiming to transform teeth from drab to fab, except
she is not licensed to put in veneers. She has no schooling to do veneers. And in the state of Florida, obviously, you have to be licensed to do any kind of work like that.
An interesting scheme, and surprisingly, she's not alone. She is, to my knowledge, the only one that's been busted for this, of installing veneers using crazy glue. But as I briefly touched on, there is this new practice of veneer techs that are popping up, which are just people that Googled how to install veneer and read the WikiHow guide that popped up first. They're not actually experts, but they're getting business because veneers are expensive, real ones are expensive, and people like Emily Martinez are charging a fraction of the cost. So people are like, oh, I'll save money and get some real nice teeth, and then they go get their shit fucked.
Something her victims didn't know. 2 separate customers reported Martinez to Pinellas Park Police this summer after they had complications, and Martinez refused to fix the work or refund them.
They were told by an actual dentist that the veneers that were placed in the victim's mouth appear to have done with crazy glue.
On average, a single veneer at a dentist office can cost between $900 to $1,500 per tooth. One victim paid Martinez $2,500 for the entire mouth.
And no doubt that mouth is going to need more than $2,500 to fix everything that went wrong after that visit. You can't just let crazy glue go in there and rot your entire oral hygiene to smithereens. So some people got infections, others needed emergency care, all because they wanted to pinch a few pennies on getting these veneers to chase this ever-increasing beauty standard from shit that they see online and then get hypnotized into thinking that they need to do it. Veneers have become very popular. A lot of celebrities you see have veneers. A lot of influencers online you see have veneers. So now this market is booming and people following this trend, which has led to people like Emily Martinez exploiting it and trying to squeeze some doubloons from some gullible people. I struggle to imagine the people that will see an Instagram post, a complete stranger claiming to be a veneer tech and just rationalizing it in their head that it's a good idea to make that purchase. They must know what they're doing. All because they saw an Instagram post. It's crazy. And I know it's not anything groundbreaking or new. This happens in every industry. You could probably go on Facebook Marketplace right now and find Big Bubba's Tires offering BBLs in the back rooms. You can find all of these back alley surgeons to do these procedures for cheap. And it's always going to be horrible. It's always going to be the most atrocious work possible that is going to really damage you in the long term. Maybe not even in the long term. Maybe immediately it will hurt you. There are people that have died from botched BBLs. I'm getting sidetracked. As far as we know, no one has died from these veneer installments. But people have got infections and needed serious care to fix it, spending significantly more money on the maintenance and fixing of their teeth than what they saved by going to Emily Martinez for a cheaper set of veneers.
It's not the first time she's been accused of this crime. We learned in March Martinez was arrested on charges of unlicensed dentist work in Hillsborough County. She was released and performed the work on Pinellas victims in June and July. And it may have been more than veneers.
We also got information that possibly pulling of teeth. We did also get information that maybe even children's veneers. So this is still an active investigation.
From the sound of things, people that paid a visit for those veneers viewed her as a dentist. So they started, I guess, requesting tooth extractions and shit. Or maybe she was just offering that for funsy. Hey, this tooth looks a little rotted. Do you want me to just yank it? I'll only charge you $1,000. They're like, oh great, what a deal. I wonder how that extraction went, by the way. She probably just got a pair of needle nose pliers and just yanked that bitch right out. Or maybe just took a hammer and chisel and just fucking whacked on it or something. I bet it was the sloppiest, most painful process ever for a tooth extraction. I imagine finding your dentist through a veneer tech post on Instagram. It blows my mind how anyone would let themselves do that. And according to the report here, she was also allegedly doing veneers for children as well. What the fuck?
The American Dental Association issued a warning last year about unlicensed people claiming to be so-called veneer techs on social media. The ADA says any dental procedure that may alter the physical structure of an individual's teeth, gums, or jaws without the supervision of a dentist has the potential to cause irreversible harm.
A statement like that is so painfully obvious that it's sad that it actually needs to be explained to people. Like, people should be able to have the bare minimum intelligence to recognize that going to a random Instagram account that's charging you like a crazy deal on veneers is probably going to lead to some subpar work, or at the very least, this person is a shady individual and probably not like a general accredited dentist. Like, I don't know how people don't see that by doing something like this, you are setting yourself up for failure. It's also just such a nice cherry on top of this cake here. She was refusing refunds. So those customers that had the complications approached her directly, and she just said, absolutely not. I'm putting the kibosh on that line of questioning right now. No refunds. This is a non-negotiable.
Police say Martinez's victims needed emergency dental care after what she did to their teeth.
They actually have had to pay thousands of dollars to get their teeth fixed. And some of them had to wait for the infection to clear and go get their teeth fixed.
And police say that Martinez was operating here since at least January, but she has used multiple different names for herself and her business. They encourage anyone who may have used her services to reach out to police.
This lady was unhinged with this business here. I am very curious how many people paid for her services, because we know at least 2 of them had some pretty big complications that required like serious tending to, according to the stories. I even read a report that apparently where she claimed to be a dental assistant for 4 years and had proper tools and training, and she learned how to do this procedure after taking an online course on how to fix her 11-year-old daughter's smile after her teeth were knocked out. So basically, she did a Google search on installing veneers and then launched a whole business which basically amounted to just crazy gluing that shit to people's mouths. A mind-boggling strategy. Also, that's apparently not that uncommon when it comes to veneer techs. According to some of the reports, veneer techs take like a 2-day course on how to do it. Truly someone worth putting your oral health in the hands of. Pretty interesting stuff here. I'm curious what her sentencing will ultimately look like, and I'm, like I said, very interested to know how many clients she had. I bet there are people that were seeing her actively like a general dentist, like even going for checkups to her. I bet. But anyway, I just wanted to yap about this a bit. That's it. See ya. I still remember being a toddler, so easily startled. My parents playing peekaboo and I freak out. But then all of that changed when I watched the first Pokemon movie and Ash Ketchum turned to stone. I knew in that moment that I had to be better. I had to expect the unexpected. And since that day, I've never been surprised. Until today, that is. Casey Anthony announced that she's going to become an influencer. Yeah, the Casey Anthony. You know, the one that murdered her daughter? Yeah, she has come out of the shadows to become an influencer, and she made a big video about it. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm not here just to regurgitate what I feel most of you know about the Casey Anthony case. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend watching some videos or researching it, because it is one of the most deplorable miscarriages of justice since the OJ trial. It is still infuriating.
I sweat to death. Okay. Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings.
Hopefully this is not the first of many videos, Casey. Hopefully this is the last one. Maybe the case just gets reopened spontaneously so justice can finally be served for when you killed your daughter. That'd be hopeful. Also, if you're gonna film a video, can you at least take it off of like this slant? It looks like I'm falling down like a fucking water slide trying to watch this. Got the goddamn audience with the drunk goggles on here trying to see whatever you're yapping about. Like, why would you even film a video when it's like this? All cattywampus and shit.
On a series that I'm starting, I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011.
Really? That's a big statement. In the legal field since 2011, eh? What happened in 2011, Casey? Oh my god. It's just kind of sickening because she's just gloating about it. This is like a victory lap about how she got away with murder and now all of a sudden she's a crack shot legal advocate. I already said I wasn't just going to yap about her case directly, but I can't help it since she just kind of brought this up here. She didn't do shit! Her lawyer worked her like a goddamn flesh puppet like it was a ventriloquism act. Her lawyer is an evil mastermind who was able to convince a jury of lobotomites that they had been emotionally compromised by everything they had been hearing throughout the trial. Meanwhile, he was emotionally manipulating the jury to throw doubt in there so that way they would reach this impossible verdict. He pulled off the most outrageous Hail Mary. Casey didn't do shit. She also got very lucky that for some reason her searches weren't really used in court, such as things like foolproof suffocation methods. Casey Anthony is not some fucking Phoenix Wright level legal advocate. Her lawyer is the one that made the deal with the devil to get her acquitted on this.
And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
And also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself.
Like introducing poop to a toilet. This is not the first time she's tried to reintroduce herself. She should be reintroducing herself to a prison cell for murdering her daughter. She did try and get her name back out there a few years ago with a Peacock docuseries called Casey Anthony Where the Truth Lies, I think is what it was. And it was her telling her side of things. And to me, it feels like she uses her name and infamy as a money-making tool. So now she's once again using her name and infamy as a means of having a platform online to become an influencer to make money off of her name and infamy. And what's sad, it's working and will continue to work. She has a ton of people who unironically support her, even knowing she murdered her daughter and got away with it. They don't care. That's the current climate of things. It's become very clear that no matter who it is or what they've done, as long as their name made it to a news headline or got spread around in some way, shape, or form, that person will have supporters. Fucking O.J. Simpson, before he kicked the bucket, before he met his maker, had a brief bout as an influencer. Like, it doesn't matter that she killed her daughter in the eyes of these absolute fucking troglodytes that just for some reason want to champion anybody at all.
I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack.
No thanks, Casey. I think I'll pass on that. I think I'd rather join the Cock and Ball Torture Enthusiast Club than listening to you pat yourself on the back about getting acquitted of murdering your daughter.
If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened. And it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters.
Don't have any questions on legal matters, but since you're talking to us in a professional fashion, may I ask you a professional question? Where the fuck are you? What are you doing in that car right now? You can hear her turn signal is on. Or maybe she has a metronome in the car? Is she trying to hypnotize us through the video? What is that? Why is your turn signal on? Are you filming this while driving? She's doing this at a red light or something? Imagine being one of the poor souls behind her. She just sits in her car filming a fucking 5-minute video at the red light.
I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008.
Wow. How brave. What a hero, Casey. Yeah, that platform that was thrust upon you. Time to turn it into a blessing. Right. That's very strong, very strong. I cut around some of her blabbering, but I really wanted to show you that part. She takes on this tone that she's some kind of victim, and now she's rising from the ashes like a phoenix from this circus she was put through to use her expertise as a legal advocate to give a voice to the voiceless. And now she's here to help all of us. Too fast, too furious. Casey Anthony is back. She was a victim. A curse thrust upon her, but she turned that curse to a purse where she's gonna make a lot of money off being an influencer and a legal advocate for everybody's benefit. Yeah, Casey Anthony, wee. It goes on for like another minute. I'm not gonna bother even going through the rest of it. The turn signal stays on for the remainder of the video, or whatever the fuck that noise is. But overall, Casey Anthony rebrand is pretty successful. More successful than IHOP to IHOB back in the day. That didn't go over nearly as well as the Casey Anthony rebrand. And it's really fucking sad. That really sucks. Imagine a world where you are arguing what Casey Anthony said, like as if it means anything, as if that has any real merit or value. Well, I was following Casey Anthony and she gave me this unbelievably great advice. Oh, you were following Casey Anthony. Like, full stop, that's where I would write you off as an absolute unstable, unwell lunatic. That you would be taking advice from Casey Anthony. But that's the world we're in right now. There are people that are now following Casey Anthony as a champion. It's so disgusting. I just can't even picture what kind of rotten dweeb maniac would unironically turn to Casey Anthony of all people for advice on anything at all, unless it's how to get away with killing someone. It's just, we've got some wild shit going on here. It's what I think to be a pretty obvious, blatant attempt at just using her name as a means of making money off people who right now, we live in a time where people will follow and support literally anybody and anything, no matter what. So she's trying to capitalize off of that. So I think it absolutely sucks. That's about it. So yeah. JoJo Siwa. Even just saying her name elicits a involuntary response from your body, having your face kind of like crumple up like you just ate a warhead or something really sour. Because you always know when JoJo Siwa's name comes up in conversation, it's something embarrassing. Now, I will say, on my short list of idols, she does make it into the top 5 because I think she is truly the best dogshit dancer this species has ever produced. And I am a big enthusiast of bad dancing, so her classic Karma's a Bitch seizure, as well as her guilty pleasure stinky treasure dance routine here. This whole one is a masterpiece because there's not a single move here that looks good. Especially this finale, this is by far my favorite part, where it's kind of like some kind of monster walk. That's like a walk cycle a rubber hose cartoon would use when a villain shows up to the scene. But the point is, I love bad dancing, and no one does it worse than she does. Many of you know, I'm actually somewhat of a pioneer myself, the creator of the classic Where's My Hug At? And I've actually been in the lab cooking some new stuff. I don't have a name for this yet, but it kind of combines the Habbo Hotel dance animation with a little bit of like robotic Roomba maneuvers, so you can do like little circles with it. But I'm already getting lost in the sauce. I'm not here to talk about JoJo Siwa's dancing, I'm here to talk about her scamming. You can now pay $900 for the VIP package to be an unpaid roadie for JoJo Siwa. If that sounds familiar, it's because Gene Simmons just announced this exact same deal for $12,500. I made a video on that like 2 weeks ago. So JoJo Siwa really just took a page out of Gene fucking Simmons' playbook here. It's almost one-to-one. She copied Gene Simmons' homework. So here's what you get for the VIP package. The Dream Guest experience. You get 1 general admin ticket. You can watch the show from any designated audience area of your choice. You get an exclusive invitation to JoJo's live show setup before Q&A and soundcheck with JoJo. You get to help her put together the show with song selection input, which I'm just going to call fucking barnacles on because there's no way she's going to let any goober who pays $900 for this get to have any say in what she performs. Like, this is definitely already pre-selected shit. An exclusive autograph of JoJo memorabilia worn during the show, so you'll get to wear her sweaty clothes that she performed in. Yeehaw. Access to her pre-show sound check and a Q&A. A pre-show meet and greet and a photo opportunity in front of the VIP backdrop, so that way everyone will know you wasted $900 so they can shoot spitballs at you and make fun of you. VIP exclusive merch, a commemorative VIP laminate and lanyard, early entry into the building with priority access, pre-show merch and shopping opportunity, a VIP host. So you're not just working for free, unpaid labor, you are paying to have the privilege of working for free for JoJo as a roadie. It's a beautiful scam, it really is, and I actually think there will be people that make this purchase. I just have a strong hunch that there actually will be some pitiful souls out there spending $900 to get fucking shit-stained breeches that JoJo wore during the show and setting up the show for her for free. But maybe I'm just being a Scrooge. Let's hear it from JoJo herself as she tries to sell us on this dream VIP package experience, because maybe there's more to it than meets the eye.
I mean, there's so much to tease. I am really excited because I wanted to create a show that wasn't just a concert, right? I have all these songs that I love to sing, but I was like, I want to do something more. I want to create, a party environment. I want to create something that feels very, immersive, interactive, intimate. And so I really did that with this show. And so, you're going to get the concert that you want to see, right? But then...
How innovative. Making a concert into a big party. AKA... what concerts kind of already are in the first place. This is a bunch of mumbo-jumbo here. This is gobbledygook. Like, you're just describing a concert. I just went to a Deftones concert. That shit was a great big party. It was a lot of fun. I don't exactly know what she's going to do to make it more of a party. I guess maybe she'll toss a beach ball around that everyone can start hitting, and maybe she'll, plant kegs and beer pong tables and flip cup around there. I have no idea what she's doing to make it more of a party. I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you she so desperately wants to be unique, and it is so cringe how hard she tries to stand out with weird fashion choices, really off-the-wall stuff. She does it on purpose, leaning into it full well knowing people make fun of her for it, but it's just, to me, kind of sad how hard she wants to be viewed as really quirky and zany for the things that she wears when she performs and stuff. So in here, she's got the football pads on. I don't even really know what that is. It looks like the armor the Saiyans wore when Nappa and Vegeta came down and met Goku for the first time. But if it was set in the My Little Pony universe instead of Dragon Ball.
There's going to be a DJ set run by me. There's going to be an interactive game with the audience where they have a chance to win a sick prize.
It's going to be beyond sick. It's going to be dope. I have no doubt that prize is going to go ballistic. It'll be like a fucking half-eaten Subway sandwich that she had for lunch that she'll toss into the crowd if you complete her trivia game or whatever she's going to play with the audience.
And I read that there is a chance for fans to get close and personal with you.
There is.
What can you tell us?
There's one, and this is the most exclusive VIP, where you actually are going to get to come during while we're loading in the show, and you're going to get to kind of help us set it up and make sure things are right and test out, the drum with me or the DJ booth with me. You're going to kind of...
You're describing a job, JoJo. This is labor. You're supposed to be paid for these things, not pay for the privilege of doing them for you for free. It's an interesting proposition. Gene Simmons really did just blow open a whole new door for insufferable assholes to exploit their fans here for these VIP packages. I don't know if this was common before Gene Simmons, but I'm pretty confident JoJo saw that from Gene and said, I want to do that. Like, I feel like that's where this spawned from. That's just a hunch, though.
Get that. Then we're doing another one where you just get an exclusive backstage tour. We're doing this fun thing where you get a little bit of show memorabilia. So there's different things that are used within the show that we will replace every night. And so we will give that to those top tier. We're calling them dream guests on my show, like dream guests on my podcast, but dream guests on my show.
The title makes sense. These are dream guests. These are the most brainwashed drones you could find that will actually pay you tons of money to work for you for nothing in return. I guess, other than, of course, maybe like some grease-stained clothes that were worn during the performance. That's enough, I guess. But yeah, hearing her describe it, I'm still not sold on the value. Still don't think that's worth 900 clams to go work for free for the JoJo Siwa tour. Now, I got a little curious. She is coming to Tampa, and I was tempted to buy the $900 package just to see what that's like. I wouldn't pay $12,500 to move around Gene Simmons' oxygen tank and get fucking coffee for him while he berates me and demands that I change his diaper, but I would consider paying $900 to help set up JoJo Siwa's song selection and fucking, I don't know, the sound check and bring in all the equipment or whatever else was described there. Like, that would almost be worth it as a joke, but I don't think I'll actually do it. It just seems like the joke immediately loses its luster when I show up there and just get put to work. Like, I paid for this package. Now I'm working fucking 6 hours or 8 hours, however long it is to set this up. And then all I get to do is listen to music I don't like. She doesn't have a single song that I could even, like, wiggle my finger to. And I get cursed with some kind of special grade cursed item that she wore during the performance. Like, it just... The idea of it is silly, like paying to do that as a joke. But actually doing it, I would be so ashamed. But I just wanted to mention, I looked it up, she is coming to Tampa, and I thought about it for a second. So yeah, I think this is a terrible VIP package. I don't think it's a good idea, I'll be honest with you. That's really about it. So yeah. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. When did Charles learn how to smolder like this? My God, 31-year-old man still stuns the old-fashioned way. Well, it's because today, for some reason, the internet has decided to feed me beauty-related news. Don't know why. Haven't searched up anything. Like, the closest thing I looked up to anything even remotely associated with that topic was, like, melatonin supplements, I guess. But I don't know if melatonin helps you glow or whatever. I don't know how that would build a bridge to beauty-related articles and everything, but whatever. One of them that got served to me I found to be so fascinating that I just have to talk about. Influencer suffers from severe chemical burns after attempting to remove facial parasite. So you can see on the right there, it's still in the process of healing, but it looks as though she had briefly peeked into the Ark of the Covenant and singed the lower half of her face off. And it's because she put Nair directly on her face to combat this supposed parasite that she is now named Caroline. It's a really interesting adventure here that I stumbled upon. So this is Brandi Glanville. She was a star in a show called Real Housewives, as well as a couple of other productions, and she has since become an online influencer. And apparently in 2023, she started experiencing symptoms that resulted in facial disfigurement and was later diagnosed with stress-induced angioedema, which causes facial swelling. And according to an Instagram post, it presented itself after a trip with her friends. And since then, she has now claimed that it is actually a facial parasite that is causing the facial disfigurement. So now she has waged war against it and has given the enemy a name, Caroline. That is the Voldemort for which she has sworn revenge and recently used biological warfare against it with Nair cream on her face.
Okay guys, I'm getting back to you because I don't know how to do TikTok and I know I look attractive. So, good news, you guys don't have to spend a lot of money on pills and lasers anymore. Because I decided to put Nair on my face because when I have an exfoliated face, it pisses the Caroline off, whoever's living in my face. Just right here right now and right here. And then she moved up here when I did the Nair. And yeah, but you know what I mean. So Nair is the fountain of youth. I figured it out, but I overdid it. 7 minutes, don't do it. But right now, my mom, because she trusts me.
She then proceeds to talk about her mom being there. But anyway, she thinks there is a parasite living in her face, which is why she's taken such drastic action against it. Though there is no evidence to support that claim, there is nothing to suggest she has a facial parasite. Now, of course, I'm not her doctor and haven't conducted an exam myself here. Maybe it is entirely possible she got bitten by the radioactive spider that gave Spider-Man his powers. I have no way of knowing, but from an uneducated Neanderthal's perspective, sitting in his swamp-ass chair, I decided to look into it myself a little bit, and to me, this sounds like delusional parasitosis. Again, this comes from a Cro-Magnon man, but it does sound like a textbook example of this, a condition in which a person has a fixed false belief that they are infected by an organism despite evaluation not showing an infection to be present. This refers to things like bugs living under their skin, parasites, worms, mites, that kind of thing, even though there is no doctor-supported evidence of it. So now with this belief in her head, she's going scorched earth on her own face. So she's carpet-bombed it with Nair, which has clearly done a lot of damage to it. I don't think it'll be permanent. I imagine it'll probably heal fine. But again, I'm no expert on chemical burns, Nair, or pretty much anything, to be honest. Though I just have to imagine with that whole, like, Nairing your butthole thing, I think the body's pretty resilient when it comes to it. It's just not good to use it on your face and other areas that it's not intended to be used on. I did also see people speculating that this could be Brandy covering up a laser job or an injection gone wrong or something like that. This could all be a false flag operation, and using Nair as the scapegoat here, like, oh, I tried to attack Caroline with Nair and look what happened. I don't know if I necessarily buy into that conspiracy theory, just judging by the way she talks about it. She is named the parasite, which, yeah, on the surface is kind of quirky, but it also, to me, kind of represents something a little more unhealthy beneath the surface here. She's already, like, from the sound of things, disregarding the medical diagnoses and instead has self-diagnosed as having a facial parasite. And now, even after the whole Nair debacle here, is claiming that Caroline dodged it and went up to her forehead now, but it made her angry. Like, she's talking about this fucking thing like it's the Demogorgon here. Like, again, something that there is no evidence to support its existence. I don't think this is her, like, making a cover story or anything like that. I don't think it's her trolling, especially judging by the description here. Beauty hacks. This is a good one, but do a test patch. I did 7 minutes and I'm on fire. So... Joko. What? So... Oh, that's not a J. So... Ioko. Don't to 7 minutes. It also burned the loose skin off my arms and it's $7. Mix up some aloe vera, cucumber, and black tea, put it in the freezer, put it in the spray bottle, and once it's cold enough, spray all day because I'm in some pain. Reading it in my head, it didn't clock with me just how messy that description was. Reading it out loud was painful. That was like fucking reading Haunting Adeline out loud. I had a hard time getting through that. It was all over the place. That actually read like unhinged scribblings. But what she is saying here is that she has found Nair, used it, but was too aggressive with it, but still is preaching about Nair as like a good thing to try for like exfoliants in like chemical peels, when it's not a good thing for that at all. But she's even giving a tutorial like, I did 7 minutes, but don't do that. Instead, use aloe, cucumber, black tea, freeze it, and then spray it, and you're good to go. Do not follow that advice. I urge you not to make the same mistake she did of like narrowing all of your sensitive spots. You're gonna not have a good time. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be singing the blues on it, I bet. But the reason I'm even mentioning the description here is none of this leads me to believe that she's taking the piss. None of this seems like it's her making a joke or something. She is like actively trying to give advice on like using Nair on your face, which is a bad thing to do. I do think this is a case of delusional parasitosis, and when I looked up Brandy Glanville plus Caroline to see like if the name had any meaning, turns out it does. It seems like she named this facial parasite that she believes she has after a real person, Caroline Manzo, who filed a lawsuit against Bravo, which was a station where this show was airing, Real Housewives. Caroline filed a lawsuit against Bravo for sexual harassment and assault that she allegedly experienced from her co-star Brandy Glanville. I couldn't believe the depth of the lore here, so I went even deeper into the rabbit hole. I then even checked out bits and pieces of the podcast, and then I also read this article which covered more of the podcast, where Brandy was talking more in depth about it all. She was opening up about how hard her life has been since the allegations from Caroline Manzo were made public. She revealed that she had contemplated suicide during it, also opened up about her facial disfigurement. She maintains her innocence, that she didn't do any of the things that Caroline is claiming, but she apparently lost several jobs, including one lined up in Australia. And she said, and then I lost my looks at the same time. I literally at 51 started OnlyFans because I didn't have income for 6 months and I was like going through my savings. I was making good money and then my face started being crazy. She was apparently using a mask to hide her face, but then the fans over there were asking that she not use the mask. At the time she didn't have a diagnosis. Eventually she did get the diagnosis, but now, fast forward to today, she now believes it's actually all caused by a facial parasite, which she is battling with Nair, giving herself severe chemical burns on her face now to try and fight against the supposed parasite. This was a wild ride. Again, I don't know what I did to make the internet algorithm think that I wanted to be fed beauty influencer related news and articles. Maybe it knows I hit 31 and it thinks that I need to start doing things to take better care of my looks. I have no clue what it's trying to suggest, but I'm kind of happy this one floated across to me because this was one hell of a thing to learn about. Don't put Nair on your face, though. A lesson to all out there. That's really about it. So yeah. Yesterday I made a video goofing around about Katy Perry's most recent concert where she had Darth Maul's lightsaber and she was basically just like T-posing across the stage while some Power Rangers villains kind of jumped around loosely. It was very silly. But it turns out that was only the tip of the iceberg, and now my third eye has truly opened here to what a wonderful experience going to this concert must have been. This is one for the books. Heavens to Betsy, I tell you, if I was at that concert, it would be my Woodstock moment. You would never get me to stop yapping about it. I'd be telling my grandkids, because it looks like something special. I have become a huge enthusiast of Astronaut Perry here, and the experience, the ethereal experience she is delivering at this concert she's touring with. I'm fucking obsessed with it. It's amazing. So let me show you a couple extra clips. What you just witnessed was performed in front of an arena filled with people that paid to be there to see it. It doesn't get better than that. That is an unforgettable moment. Christmas came early. Santa Claus couldn't deliver something so perfect. She's got the power of the Allspark on her side to deliver moves like that. She literally hits a Peter Griffin death pose on stage. Yeah, how? Who came up with this routine? Jojo Siwa? This is unbelievable craftsmanship here. And she also performed that death-defying stunt, don't try this at home, where she had like two backup dancers lift her like a little bit off the ground. I was expecting like a big move from that because there was like a build-up to it, but then she kind of just like very lightly jumps. It was just like that, but a little bit higher with the assist. I don't know if she has like bad knees or something. I don't know what happened in space, but it must have done a number on her body because she's moving around like she's geriatric. It feels like this was choreographed by somebody that just fucking hates Katy Perry and wanted to embarrass her. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. You know how much I love bad dance moves. I literally workshop and theorycraft min-maxing shit dance moves. And not even I could come up with some of the things she was busting there. It looked like a Sims character dancing. She hit some of this, some of that, and then like the Florida Gators moment. Like, that's genius. In the bad dancing community, that's what we call a home run super stinker. That is actually like that freestyle hip hop meme with that lady doing all this. It's I can't believe what we just got to see. Those moves coupled with the least enthusiastic ass shaking has created an absolute abomination of choreography that you cannot help but give a standing ovation to. I swear to God, she would have been better off if she went out there and hit the I'm Han Solo dance routine. You know this one? Feeling like a star, I can't stop my shine. I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo. You know, that one from back in the Connect era. I've seen a lot of people comparing this to the recent ray gun breakdancing at the Olympics, and it makes sense. This feels like it has very similar DNA there. Maybe there's a chance Ray Gun herself might have cooked this one up here for the tour. Apparently she was also using AI visuals on the screens behind her, which I think gives a lot of credibility to the theory that this whole concert was thrown together extremely quickly. Because when you watch the clips that are coming out, and I'm sure there are moments that weren't as sloppy and weird as the ones that everyone's seeing, but it seems like a large chunk of it for some pretty important songs, it looked like they had just gone up on stage and said, fuck it, we'll do it live, and just winged it. It looked like there was no actual practice or team behind it. Like the moves we just saw a moment ago where she's hitting some of this and then like, you know, dancing. Like, I wouldn't even call it like shaking her ass or twerking, because that is actually the kind of shit that they taught us to do during like defensive exercises back when I played football in high school during the spring season. So like it's like I don't even know what you'd call that. It just feels like it was haphazardly thrown together, just barely holding on by popsicle sticks and dreams. Thus using AI, because in a pinch they could easily just throw tons of visuals up on screen using AI art. So I think that's probably what was going on. That's just my best guess. I also got to see the director's cut of the E.T. Darth Maul Duel of Fates that she performed. I don't feel like doing an a cappella cover of it again. Maybe at some point I'll revisit it and remix it with DJ Khaled or something, but for now I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it muted and just showcase a little bit of this amazing moment. So this is the end of the song here after she's defeated some of the space ninjas and other aliens out there. She's basically like fucking Commander Shepard out here and protecting us from the Reapers. And now she gets into a couple more clashes here with the remaining, I guess, raid bosses of the aliens. And unfortunately, it's about to cut off here, but they bring out this, like, long tube at the end, which I think is supposed to be like a wormhole or something. But for some reason, I couldn't find that video anymore. There's been a ton more clips floating around since I made that video yesterday. She used the wire system a lot, it seemed, like going out over the crowd and stuff. Like, it seems like one hell of a show in terms of, like, things happening. I don't think she sang a single word to one of her songs, but by golly, who gives a fuck? The music was playing and things were happening, kind of, sometimes. Like, I don't know what you'd exactly call this lightsaber fight that she did up there, but aside from that, there was shit popping up all over the place. You had, like, that 3D printed bird she was riding on, like, going over the crowd and everything. Like, it really does seem like one of the wackiest concerts I've ever caught clips of. So anyway, just wanted to follow up here because I am glued to Katy Perry concert clips right now. That's about it. See ya. I don't know if this is like a big fiery debate or if I just got thrust into like a very tiny pocket of hostility, but there is right now a raging battle of people debating whether or not balding is real. Kind of. That's the statement that started it. That was like the shot heard around the world for this topic.
I don't believe in male balding.
Why?
First of all, if you're a male and you want to go bald, that's fine, like good for you. However, if you're a male and you don't want to go bald and you're balding anyway, that's where I take issue.
That opening line right there, I don't believe in male balding, actually reached through the fucking phone screen and tickled me. I was smiling. It goes so hard. I don't believe in male balding. Shit is a myth. It's like a cryptid, almost. I've never seen a bald man. No such thing. That's a goddamn lie. That's a deep state hoax right there. That's like 5G. I don't know. I love that. It just slaps. It's not exactly what she's saying, but it's how she lays the foundation. The point she's making is that she believes that balding is a solved problem. And if there's anyone who is bald without wanting to be bald, it's due to their laziness. It's fundamentally what she's getting at. She's saying, like, if you're bald and you choose to be bald, yippee, good for you, she says. But if you're balding and you don't want to be balding, well, you're just lazy.
Because women in this day and age have to do so much to upkeep their looks, and men cannot be bothered to just put some cream on their head or take a little vitamin or get a hair transplant even. Women are doing more than that.
So her point is, compared to female beauty standards, men balding is a significantly easier issue to tackle. You can really grab that one by the fucking nipples and solve it with creams and pills and hair transplants. And if you are balding and don't want to be, well, you're just a gluttonous sloth who's too lazy to fix this problem. And that's kind of the gist of it. I don't think she's super knowledgeable on how expensive, like, hair transplants are. They are not cheap, especially in today's day and age. Also, being put on medication, also not super cheap. So, like, yeah, you can get, like, the finasteride, the minoxidil, and, like, the combo there. Get it with the fucking 2-piece, and from everything I understand about it, it seems to work to some degree. It varies person to person, obviously, because not everyone's just a fucking clone. So it doesn't work for everybody, but it does work a little bit for some people, and for others, more so. But it's never like the cure to baldness, as I understand it. There's not like a magic pill. Like, there's no like Phoenix down for your hair. Like, you can't, chug your way to a full head of hair again. Like, it is tough, and it is very expensive. And she's saying women do significantly more than this, but men can't even be bothered to do the bare minimum of stopping the balding with these pills, creams, and hair transplants. Again, there's not exactly, like, it's not Courage the Cowardly Dog where Eustace gets that handful of shit and can rub it on his head to fix the baldness, which ultimately led to other problems. Again, a lot of the medication does have, like, side effects and stuff, too. Like, it's not exactly the easiest thing. And I recognize that for women, there are a lot of things they go through for the sake of, like, the beauty standards that are put upon them that are also very difficult. But I don't think those should be celebrated either. I don't think there's anything good from putting this pressure on women or men to adhere to the beauty standards that people think they should.
More stigma for guys to do beauty products, and that includes like hairline stuff. Guys are like more generally insecure about doing stuff like that because they're not really supposed to. Beauty products, we were sold that that's a girl's thing, not a guy's thing.
I don't know how much of an excuse that is. There's not as much pressure on men in society as there is on women to upkeep their looks, and they just kind of get resigned to the fact that they're going bald, versus if you ask any single woman something that's happening to their looks that they don't like, they will go ahead and fix it, whether it's like an at-home DIY solution to like professional, super expensive treatments.
Now in the comment section, everybody was dunking on the guy here, saying that he was mansplaining and not listening, and that he's like not even engaging in the conversation, and everyone is on her side about how she's, out here spitting and shitting the truth. Like, these are all facts that she is speaking about baldness not being real and easily solvable. I don't think he did anything wrong. He's right. There is a stigma around men using, like, toupees or wigs, because then it's kind of like, I'm 5'6", right? A lot of people joke around, like, just go get height surgery. Well, the people that get height surgery are constantly fucking clowned on. They get dunked on more than me at 5'6" when I play pickup basketball. Like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I get made fun of all the time for being short. It is what it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you gotta play with the hand you're dealt. My dad is 6'5". Man stole all the height genes from our lineage and then kicked the ladder out from under him. Can't do shit about it. I gotta live with it. So, like, I can stay 5'6", and I'm comfortable with it. I make jokes about it, but at the end of the day, I can't fucking change it without going and getting, like, life-changing surgery that'll have me debilitated for, like, 2 fucking years as my bones reform in my shins. I'm not going to do that. But if I did, I would be insulted for being so insecure about my height that I went through those extreme lengths to change it. And it's the same thing for bald men. You'll see this a lot, where like a bald guy will put on a toupee and it's not like the most optimal one. It's pretty clear he's wearing a toupee. People will make fun of him for being so insecure with that. And it's the same thing with other male beauty products that you'll see. There is a stigma around it. I don't know why she's pretending that doesn't exist. That's a very common and like really socially acceptable thing to make fun of a guy for, if he's trying to like fix baldness or something and it's not like perfect, you know what I mean? And while I agree with her that the standards for women are higher than that of men, it's not like it doesn't exist for men. As I mentioned, I'm 5'6". There are innumerable women that want nothing to do romantically with a guy my size, you know, petite, fun-sized men like me. And that's okay. Like, it is what it is. Like, I understand that. Like, but the point is, there is a pressure on men, at least to some degree, to a lesser degree than women, but it is there. And what she's reinforcing here is the idea that men have to continuously adhere to an ever-increasing pressure on beauty standards, which is very similar to what women have gone through for a long time. And I think both of these things here are not good. Like, it's not something to encourage and, like, pump your fist about as, like, a celebratory thing. I think it's a bad direction. So the guy's not saying anything wrong here. I don't know why he's getting spit on so much in the comment section. He's just saying, like, hey, you know, there's, like, a stigma that exists around it, so not every guy's gonna be all gung-ho and, like, enthusiastic about going and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on creams and pills that aren't super efficacious, as well as spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a potential hair transplant that might not work super well or might not look all that great. Like, it's tricky, and it's a tough situation to be in. And to her point about female beauty standards and how much women go through to uphold, like, the female beauty standards that have been put on them for so many years now, she's not wrong in that perspective. But I don't know why it has to be a battle. I don't know why she needs to now start shaming men for not conforming to male beauty standards that are being put upon them. Like, yes, there are significantly more for women, but it's not like men are just allowed to be slobs forever. In fact, I don't know how many of you remember this, Don Tolliver just took a picture with, or had his picture taken with his girlfriend once, and the entire internet was insulting him for like 3 full days about how ugly he is and how shameful it is for her to be with him. And Don Tolliver, I don't even think is like a really unattractive looking guy. Like, there is still a pressure on men to look good, because they will also be insulted. That is the way the entire culture of, like, beauty has shifted, where everyone is expected to uphold, like, crazy standards, right? Now, of course, I do think it is still more for women, but it's not like it's non-existent for men. And I don't think balding is some kind of fabrication, some kind of made-up concept in that it's an easily solvable problem. It's not. And I also think that it's very hypocritical of her to take this stance that bald men are lazy by not going through all of these procedures to try and fix it, because women will go through tons of procedures for things they don't like. So like BBL or something, or a boob job. But I would also argue that men that are trying to tell women that they need to fix their flat ass, or like small titties aren't real, you're just lazy, are equally in the wrong for having that perspective. Like, if this video is completely flipped and it was some frat bro sitting there going like, yeah, bro, I actually don't believe in A-cups. Like, honkers of that size, I think are just, like, actually made up, make-believe. Like, just go get a boob job. Like, go take some biotin or something. Like, I'd equally be clowning on him for that perspective, too. Like, enforcing those kind of beauty standards and insulting people that don't, like, conform to it, I think is a bad thing. Like, for women and for men.
Girls have a lot of pressure to be valued based off their beauty, and guys have a lot of pressure to be valued more on how useful they are. And so guys kind of have an excuse. Like, Jeff Bezos does not have to have hair if he doesn't want to, because he has all the money in the world.
I know what you mean, but like, I wouldn't want to be with Jeff Bezos. He's old.
What advice do you have for people that are dating?
If they're wearing a hat, it might mean they're balding and self-conscious about it. So I would press and see if they're doing anything about that.
I love that signing off advice from her right there. If you're with a guy who's wearing a hat, this is a clear indicator that there might be some balding under there that he's very self-conscious about, so poke the fuck out of it. Make sure to interrogate, and if necessary, rip that hat right off and reveal the magician's secret underneath. There could be a chrome dome, And then you need to ask, well, what's he doing about it? I don't know, to me that just really rubs me the wrong way, because again, if you flip this, let's say it's a guy saying like, if you're with a girl who's wearing baggy pants, it might be a clear indicator of a not being super cheeked up. There might not be enough cake under there. So make sure to like press her on it. Like, what's she doing about that? Are you hitting squats? Are you getting a BBL anytime soon? Like, what's the regimen to fix this? That's just as bad. Like, I think this whole idea of these beauty standards being forced upon women and men are just getting even more out of control in the current climate, and it's just a complete race to the bottom. I'm very surprised to see how much support there was behind her statements, because I find it to be kind of hypocritical, but again, this is a debate that I don't know how big the topic is. I just find it very odd now, where she's coming out here and like shaming dudes for being insecure about balding, but then not fixing it. Like, there are so many extenuating factors that could play into that for why they can't fix it. Like, maybe they have tried all the creams. Maybe they've spent tons and tons of money trying to combat this problem to no avail. Like, there are so many things to take into account. If you want to do things to your body that make you happier and more comfortable, then go right ahead. But to do it because other people think that it's expected of you, I think is horrible. Like, some people that are like feeling pressure to get a buccal fat removal procedure or some shit like that, because that's like the beauty trend. It's just not good. And it does exist for men too, to a lesser degree. I agree with her that women have definitely had more pressure on them when it comes to the beauty standard, but it's not like it is, you know, non-existent when it comes to men as well. As evident by this take here that has a lot of support about how, like, men who are bald, they're just lazy, they gotta fix it. If they're self-conscious about baldness and doing nothing about it, they're lazy. In fact, rip their hat off to double check to make sure they're not bald and insecure. And like, it's just, I don't love that. And I was pretty surprised that this debate was so split. Well, not even split. Most people were on her side with the take. It was just surprising as all. Anyway, I've been yapping about this for a while, when really it might just be a full-blown nothing burger of a topic where I got roped into like the fucking gravitational pull of the debate, like the actual epicenter. No idea, but I found it to be interesting nonetheless. That's about it. So, yeah. Alright, you win. I'll roll over and show you my belly. I submit. My arm has been getting twisted by tons of people demanding that I speak about the Sydney Sweeney Bathwater soap. Apparently it sold out in seconds. It's taken the world by storm. As the utmost authority on both bathwater and soap, people are turning to my expert analysis here to weigh in on this subject. Obviously, I have my own soap, Cheeky, which is far better than this horse hockey. Cheeky is the best soap in the universe that we've made, but don't just take my word for it. Go to usecheeky.com right now and get some soap for yourself to try it out. It'll change your life for the better. This topic isn't meant to just be a vessel to glaze Cheeky. It's just because I have that, so many people keep emailing about this Sydney Sweeney stuff, so I had to mention it. It's become extremely clear that Sydney Sweeney has teamed up with these schmucks over there at Dr. Squatch just for this big marketing campaign here. Now, I think had she known about Cheeky, we're kind of new to the scene, but had she known about us, she would have been sprinting over here, bearing bathwater, begging to be part of the squad, part of the crew, part of the ship, and we would have embraced that with open arms. And I'm not here saying that we're shutting the door in her face, because I'm sure she's going to make the correct decision and be on the right side of soap history eventually. But for now, she's with Dr. Squatch for these soap bars, and she's kind of like the spokesperson for them at the moment. So anyway, this has clearly been a very successful marketing campaign with the whole Sydney Sweeney bathwater-infused soap bars. Allegedly, it uses some of her actual bathwater and sprinkles it into each bar, and it's medium grit, so the idea is you'll have like those little speckles in there that you'll wash yourself with or worship at your like fucking Hey Arnold bubblegum tribute to Sydney Sweeney in your closet or whatever. This is obviously heavily influenced, I'm going to use that word real loosey-goosey here, by one of the goats of gooning, Belle Delphine's stunts from back in 2019 when she sold her bathwater in jars. Now, Belle Delphine was a pioneer in the industry. If e-girls were athletes, then she's fucking Babe Ruth. She was the great Bambino. She wrote the book on how to hose gooners for their piggy banks. She is like the John Madden when it comes to these plays, and now Sydney Sweeney basically just ripped a page out of that book and tried to replicate that success, and succeeded at replicating it. The bathwater soap bars are apparently selling extremely well. So well, in fact, that there is a secondary market for it on eBay, as there always is for everything ever, from fucking people scalping Sydney Sweeney bathwater here, where they are reselling the soap bars for over $200 a piece. 200 clams for this bathwater soap. And not only that, there are people shamelessly selling pictures of it for $30. I'm just going to say this right now. If you are one of these pathetic souls that spends $30 buying a picture of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap bar, you need to be institutionalized. Right now. For your own good. You have got to go straight to Arkham Asylum. Holy shit. That would be the saddest existence on this planet if you go to eBay and spend 30 doubloons on a fucking picture of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap. That is the lowest you could ever sink as a human being. Maybe you can honestly look at this as something inspirational. No matter how bad you feel about yourself or whatever you're going through, maybe your self-esteem's in the shitter, just know you are not as pitiful and worthless as the people that are going to spend $30 on a picture of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap bar. And that should uplift your spirits on the spot. Interestingly enough, Sydney Sweeney claims that this was actually her idea to use her actual bathwater in the soap bars. She said, "I think it's more fun to see everyone else talk about it. I pitched it. You kept asking about my bathwater after the Dr. Squatch ad, so we kept it." So she is claiming that this was her brainchild here with these soap bars, and I was a little disappointed to see that she didn't give credit to Belle Delphine. I feel like there is no way this is just a big old coinky-dink. I don't think that it's, just pure happenstance that she is also using bathwater for the soap. I feel like she must have at least heard about the Belle Delphine bathwater, because that has become ingrained in, internet culture as part of, the epitome of gooning. Like, when you reach terminal gooner, melted core DEFCON 1 goon status. That has always been propped up. I feel like she must have heard about that, or maybe someone at Dr. Squatch maybe even mentioned it in passing and she thought it was a cool idea. I just find it a little hard to believe that it had nothing to do with the path Belle Delphine blazed, the trailblaze that she made back in 2019. But I do think it is possible, because her ad, she was in a bathtub. So maybe she's like, oh, this would be kind of silly to take this bathwater and put it in the soap bars to market it to people that are desperately salivating over me. It's possible, but I do think it's unlikely. I want to briefly compare this bathwater soap to Belle Delphine's biological weapon from back in the day. So with the soap, I obviously don't have it on hand. I didn't purchase any. I didn't attempt to or anything like that. But just having soap that has bathwater apparently in it, they claim that it's there. There's, of course, no scientific way of proving that whatever bathwater presence there was actually graced by Sydney Sweeney's ass or anything like that. But taking them at their word, you're getting a bar of soap with that in it. So I'm assuming that it's going to still be functional as a bar of soap. Belle Delphine's bathwater was concentrated bathwater extract in a jar. So you couldn't really do anything with it besides just appreciate it for the safety hazard it was. I guess if you were brave enough, you could chug it, you could drink it and give yourself E. coli if you really wanted to. But once again, there was never any hard concrete way of proving that what you got shipped even back then was actually Belle Delphine's, pussy water, And you can't do that here either. Though I do remember from back in 2019, if I remember correctly, she had filmed herself bathing with the water and jarring it. I don't think the same was done here for the soap bars from Sydney Sweeney. I don't know if you get a certificate of authenticity with every bar, as well as proof where she has a video of her in lab goggles and a syringe extracting the bath water and then using it in the saponification process for the bar making. Couldn't tell you. All I know is that the products bear very similar DNA. Whereas Belle Delphine's was more expensive, you probably got more bang for your bathwater buck. In this case, you get microscopic amounts of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater, allegedly. So, I'm not here to try and sell you one way or the other on Belle Delphine's ancient bathwater brew versus, the most recent one with Sydney Sweeney. I was just, giving you my perspective as someone who's seen both of these unfold in real time. Something I found interesting, though, is just how closely history repeats itself. When Belle Delphine did this back in 2019, it was very controversial. It led to a huge conversation where everyone was, like, debating and, like, furious about the whole thing, like, getting mad. And now that Sydney Sweeney's doing it with the soap here, even more people are, like, upset about it, and it's apparently very controversial. Because now she's, like, an actual actress. She's like a full-blown celebrity, whereas Belle Delphine was more of like the e-girl celeb, so it's a little more niche. Sydney Sweeney opens this gooner degeneracy, Pandora's box to a lot more people that were maybe previously unaware. So this has become even more controversial than the Belle Delphine bathwater, which I found really interesting, because I thought a lot of people would look at this and just kind of write it off as like, been there, done that, kind of lame, the novelty's worn off. I was very wrong with that assumption. That is not what's happened at all. It is once again blown up, like in a pretty big way. Like not to front page headlines or anything, but since she has so many fans as a full blown A-list celebrity, a lot of people are like expressing disappointment in her for doing this and stooping so low, as opposed to just viewing it as like a lighthearted, silly thing or like a joke. I don't know, I just found that kind of interesting because I didn't expect it to be like a big deal for her. I highly doubt this does any damage to her brand or anything. I don't think she's going to lose roles over doing something like this, like a lot of people are claiming that she just threw away her whole reputation with this. I think that is severely exaggerated. I'm sure her career will be just fine after the bathwater soap. I just found it fascinating how this was once again a big deal. I didn't expect it to be. That's really about it. See ya.